introducing the larger masses to show that even though all of it has the downward acceleration acting on it, when you introduce the masses, there is now also an acceleration on a tangential position.
Okay, and so if he were to use
that downward acceleration of gravity doesn't disappear.
So if he was to use something of more or less equal density that wasn't, say, lead, for example, like, say he used really heavy hardwood blocks or like glass rubber. Blocks or something, or rubber, yeah. Let's say, do you still get the same effect, or could that just be the fact? And maybe use square blocks.
Yeah, BM Furball did it with many different.
Because
BM Furball did many different
you've
types
also got,
of material
air
and different
circulating
shapes.
around a sphere will also create air currents, even in a very still environment.
Yeah, it's a very hard experiment to replicate perfectly. But given enough time and enough putting in enough effort, you can minimize any additional effects. Like for being Furball, he went so far as to try to figure ways of dampening the vibrations of the building he was in, so that even the vibrations of the building wouldn't affect his readings that he was getting. He didn't.
And ideally, you'd want to do it within a total vacuum too, which is sort of impossible.
Ideally, yeah, it's kind of hard to do it that way, but ideally, you're right. You would
he did have an enclosed box, and even to introduce the masses, he had it so that. Yeah, well, what he did was he had, I think it was like fabric freshener strips hanging on the inside of the box to show if there was any air currents inside, and it showed that there wasn't.
Yeah, but you will agree that in a glass of water that appears to be very still, the water molecules are still bouncing around off each other at extreme high rates. Nothing is ever completely still, and so in air, being far less dense than water, it's going to be... Well, it is, on a molecular level.
But the point is that
quite a lot in motion still.
The strips showed that there wasn't any air currents inside it, right? And he even went as far as
to when he introduced the test masses. Air itself.
Wait, hold on, Ross. Let me finish my point, right? He even went as far as to when he introduced the masses, he built a mechanical system that was programmed with Arduino operator things, so that he could introduce the masses from outside of the room just by doing it on a computer, and it was all programmed to do it. So he stayed away from the experiment as much as possible to minimize any air currents or anything. He had things showing if there was air currents. He minimized the vibrations of the building. He did everything he possibly could to show if there was anything else affecting what was going on.
Well, that's all well and good, but it still doesn't prove that the Earth's a ball.
That's not what we're trying to prove here. We're trying to prove that there's a gravitational attraction between masses.
Well, that's how this came about, is that I asked you, what evidence do you have for the ball? And then you start with the movement of stars, and then you keep coming back to say
the biggest evidence for the ball
attraction of mass.
Well, the biggest evidence of ball, we did already cover this, is that you can see not just Polaris drop by 1 degree for every 1 degree you travel on the sphere, the 69 miles.
Normal convergence.
But you can also... You will also see that in the southern hemisphere as well. So both of those, and it's for any observer. It does not matter. Normal convergence is not going to cause things to move at a particular rate for every person on Earth. I don't think you understand how perspective works. Perspective would mean that objects are closer to the...
doesn't understand how it works, mate.
But listen. Objects under the substellar point of a star, let's say, would see it rotating would see it rotating faster because they're directly underneath that point, okay? We don't see this. Everybody on Earth sees the stars, every star in the sky, except for maybe the wandering stars or the other planets that are in the sky, are going to be moving at 15 degrees per hour. This is a result of not the universe going around us in 15 degrees per hour, but the Earth spinning at 15 degrees per hour. We observationally can disprove that the Earth is flat and that the stars are directly above our head. We can disprove that with basic observation, especially you in the southern hemisphere.
That really made no sense.
No,
that really made no sense. Exactly. I'm in the southern hemisphere. I do not see the same stars.
Well, then why? Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
For the same reason, I don't see the same land features. I don't see the same tall buildings. I don't see the same mountains. Everything is different because of distance. And as you travel over distance,
with your
things
drug
that get
use.
further away appear to get lower before they're obscured by your local obscurity point, which is generally only 3 miles away at best.
You're making stuff
up.
Cases, if you step outside,
so why the fuck? Why
your
the fuck
obscurity
can we
point
see
is only
stars?
a few hundred meters away.
Why can we see stars that are obviously
because they're higher.
thousands and thousands of kilometers away? No, they're running through the same point that you say that a building that should be covering that point is not covering it. Right, and that's
it's
just you
very
just
simple.
made
very
you
simple.
just made that shit up. Yeah, you just made that.
You are
shit
very
up.
simple. You're right.
You can climb outside and get onto the roof of your house if you're capable. Maybe Craig's not because he's a fucking invalid. But any normal person can go outside, climb onto the roof of the house, and suddenly see how much further they're capable of seeing.
You piece of shit.
Or something like
Instead
that.
of calling me a cripple, you could call me a disabled military veteran.
Military veteran. What were you, a drug smuggler for the Queen? It's just all coming out again.
No,
lately.
I was a nuclear engineer in the
You're supplying heroin to the world for the Queen.
I was.
Yes, exactly.
I was
That's
a
what the Navy
submariner.
does.
I was a surface ship engineer.
Sick of transporting the Queen's heroin. Anyway, back to the topic.
That good shit, Ross.
If you climb onto the roof of your house, you will see heaps more than you've ever realised you've ever seen on your street once before. If you climbed a tree, you'll see
never opened your eyes in your fucking
If you climb
life.
a mountain, you will see... Shut up, Craig. You will see much further. It is a proven fact that the higher you go, the further you will see. You send a drone up into the air, you can watch the sunset multiple times over and over.
You're proving the globe right now. Thank you very much.
The proven fact that gaining
everything you're saying is proving the globe.
Yeah, Ross, you don't understand.
Everything you're saying is proving the globe.
You could not explain a double sunrise or double sunset observation. You could not explain that on a flat Earth. There's no way. I'll give you a chance to try, but there is no way.
Okay, well, shut up and let me answer. If the sun disappeared due to the Earth spinning, it has gone behind... Shut up, Craig. It has gone behind the curve of the Earth, then going upwards means... Shut up, Craig. Then going upwards means...
No, I'm not going to shut up.
...that you are going further away from the sun.
Ask me nicely and I'll be quiet.
The physical curve.
Don't be a piece of shit and I won't keep interrupting you.
Be quiet, you piece of shit.
I mean, nothing you say makes any sense anyway. Nothing you say makes sense. Everything you say makes you sound like you have the IQ of a toddler. Be a decent human being for once and I might let you talk.
You gotta be a decent human being first.
Did I make him rage?
No, he has to be
Did
a
I make him
decent
rage
human being first. No, I'm just waiting for him to be a decent human being. Oh, I'll be waiting here forever.
Do is talk over me. You're a piece of shit. You're an absolute piece of shit, Craig.
No.
The fact that
yeah, of course I am.
In your belief, the sun sets because the Earth is rotating
we don't have beliefs.
away from that direction.
That's a fact.
Shut up, Craig.
Well done for proving the globe again.
Craig.
Thank you. No.
Shut up, Craig.
No.
All right, then. I'm out of here because you're a fuckwit. You're an absolute fuckwit. Then. The whole world sees what a fuckwit you are.
Bye
you
then,
lose
Ross.
by talking over people because you're a fat now.
All right, hold on.
Can't shut up and listen to other people.
Calm down, guys. Fight. Get 1 second, Ross. I'm sorry that you feel like you're being talked over and everything. I do appreciate.
He does it every time, though.
No, I know, but
Put
you
your
do
little
it too.
bitch on a leash, mate.
No, he's not a little bitch. He's his own man.
You never fucking stop talking.
But Ross, for to be honest though, it does go both ways. You do cut him off too. It's no big deal. If you're gonna cut him off, I'm gonna let him cut you off. It's only fair. But again,
it's a different thing when I'm actually talking, making a point, and he just keeps interrupting like that. That's a completely different thing.
When
I
he's
don't do that all the
talking
time.
and making, not all the time, but you've done it. He didn't do it all the time either. We gave you plenty of times to speak your mind. However, look, it looks like you're on your way out. We've been going for a while. I'd rather you just leave on your own terms and let's leave on some good terms and say, okay, guys, great. Let's have a great night. Y'all take care.
Well, at least you tried to be somewhat reasonable there, team. But as to your fuckwit little bitch Craig there, he needs to fucking wake up to himself.
Shush your
He's
horrible,
nothing but a big fat
dude.
mouth. You're nothing but a big fat mouth. You're a useless waste of space.
No.
You've got nothing to add to the discussion.
You literally have the
you
brain
talk
power
over
of a
people all the
toddler.
time. You talk over people
I
all
try
the time.
to give you advice and I try to explain things to you. And if you're going to insult me, I'm going to talk over you. Bye. Try and be a decent human being and I won't talk over you. Oh, he really is a piece of shit. And I just want to remind everybody that this is the guy who, when I once went onto his channel with the intention to mock him for being a complete and utter retard, instead I saw him in a video basically crying because he didn't have any money, he couldn't go to work, and he wasn't feeling well, and asked for people to donate to his PayPal. So I did. And then he told me that he actually lied to me and gave me the PayPal for his, and I'd say this word with air quotes, girlfriend in Taiwan, and sent the money to her instead to pay for bills. He's clearly being fucking catfished by somebody.
I just had a meme come in. Dad, is that you? That is his dad. Oh yeah, it's up. Yay! I have my first meme. I've received my first meme. Oh, swinging the hammer. Yeah, not really apologizing to him. Like I said, backhanded compliments. I always try to keep people at least willing to come back so we can shit on them some more. It's not fun not shitting on people. So, but there was no way.
Me and Ross end like this every time.
Yeah, and there was no way.
Me and Ross end like this every time, right? Yeah.
I wasn't about to stop you. He won't. So go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I get a fucking delay. Yeah, like me and him end like this every time, but he fucking comes running every time I poke him. I'm like, oh, I feel like a dumpster fire. I go and poke Flat Fuzzy Jesus. He spent about 20 minutes in Facebook saying how he's never going to come on the show and how he's going to ruin me on Facebook because Facebook is his realm. But then within 5 minutes of us starting this stream, he'd messaged me a bunch of times and sent me emails going, why am I blocked? You're going to let me on then? He comes running when I want him because Flat Fuzzy Jesus, I know you're watching, but I fucking own you. People only know who you are because of me. You only exist to amuse me. That's all you are. I live rent-free in your head.
For that reason. You killed my joke. No, exactly. You're a shitty landlord because we live rent-free in your head. You can't even collect money from us. Oh my gosh. I'm dead tired. All right. So let me get back to Super Chats because we are a little bit behind those. The Wandering Musician for $5 did my first debate yesterday. Thank you both. Thanks to you both. I won after being called a racist, and they left Discord. I was a racist for being white. No, you're not. You're not a racist for being white. Like I said in the G-Man debate, I said, anytime someone resorts to immediately calling someone a racist or, what is it called? Popularity or popularum ad hit, or no, it's ad Hitlerium, something ad Hitlerium. I can't think of the actual Latin for it, but it's the Godwin's law. Anytime someone refers to you as a racist or as a supremacist or as a Nazi or as Hitler, it's usually because they know themselves internally, they're losing the debate. And the only thing left to attack is you as a person, regardless whether it's true or not. So, unfortunately for them calling you that, Wandering Musician, I am glad you won the debate. If you have, if you have a link to the debate, send it to me on Discord, and I will, I'll post it in the chat. J.L. Warren for $4.99. Team Rioters descended. Oh yeah, Deep Ellum totally trashed it. North Park Galleria completely shut down. That's horrible, man. That's so horrible. Deep Ellum is such a fucking cool ass little spot in Dallas too. Josh just played you. Woo! I think might have upgraded in membership because it says new member, but it also has the Mankini emoji, which is the only emoji worth sharing right this second. Because it's just so amazing. Like, whoever made that emoji was awesome. Oh, wait, was that me? It was. That's right. Why is there no whistling emoji? Well, I can answer that question, too. I can't whistle. Ha!
He can't whistle.
That's why there's no whistling. For everybody that said, hey, we need a Team Skeptic whistling emoji, those emojis don't exist. I can't whistle. Even if Fight has one.
Hey, team, so. Did you see this? Did you see this meme that someone sent me?
Let me see, hold on. That's great. Oh, man. All right. Excuse me. Macabre Malefica for $5 Aussie. Take home message. Don't give your farm equipment autonomy. What were we talking about? It had to do with farm equipment and
I don't know.
Macabre, if you're still out there, because that super chat came in so long ago, I don't remember what it's in reference to. If you'll reference it in the chat. What up, AT2 Productions? He says, fuck, warn us next time, Team Skeptic. That was without warning for me. I mean, I did put in the title, stupidity, challenge for stupidity, or stupidity, invitation for stupidity. And stupidity showed up. So, yeah, thank you very much.
In spades.
Bella charge for $2 New Zealand.
Oh, he just messaged me saying, you cowardly piece of shit and liar. Alright, I will clarify, it wasn't 5 minutes. He sent me the email 18 minutes in, telling me that he'd been blocked. And then another one 6 minutes later. And then another one 8 minutes later. So,
I have a policy.
I'm sorry for lying,
Ross. I have a policy, Craig.
I'm sorry for
lying. Don't fucking lie, okay? Next time, I need minutes, seconds, picoseconds, nanoseconds. Just give it to me in Planck units of time, okay? That's what I want. I need to
sorry, I better do that next time. I'm such a liar for just randomly saying 5 minutes instead of 18. Oh my god, I'm such a piece of shit.
Oh my god, I just come up with so many jokes right now, but I'm just gonna keep going. 2 wrongs don't make a right from Bella Charge for $2 New Zealand. I'm assuming it's 2 wrongs you did in the chat since you've been so wrong about everything in your life in the chat. But I love you, Bella. Thank you very much. JL Warren for $4.99. Not a justification, but police have been tear-gassing and peppering peaceful protesters. That's why they turned violent. Yeah, I mean, I agree. In America, we have the right for peaceful protest. As long as it's done right, you know, you should be able to do it. Again, that's a sensitive, touchy subject because I have a lot of family that's ex-military, or well, not just ex-military, but I have a lot of ex-military family. I have a lot of friends that are active and ex-police force. So I can immediately tell you that
me again.
I'm going to have a bias towards that, and it just I still believe in the rights of human beings, but I will have a bias towards supporting the police officers and military of America. I believe for the most part, 99.999% of them are good, and that's 1 in 100 to 200 or 100 to 1,000,000 police officers. That's going to be are good, are bad. 99% of them are good. 1 in 100,000 or 1 in 1,000,000 you might find that's truly evil, but you're going to find that across the board no matter where you look, whether it's a CEO, doctors. There's doctors out there that kill people. You know, there's people that have been committed for serial killers that were doctors that use their medical profession to give them the ability to kill thousands of people, hundreds of people, and disguise it as medical problems. You know, I mean, you're going to find your bad apples everywhere. It's not worth rioting because there are bad apples. The Wandering Musician for $2. My debate was, are riots okay? I was at no. You know what's crazy is my very first internet debate I ever did was on the Non Sequitur show, and the question was how was it worded? It was about torture. It was like, is torture, does torture work, I believe is what is torture effective? Something along those lines. And I took the positive side. Of course, being ex-military, I do believe you can get intel out of somebody when you put them in a position to lose everything. It's unfortunate. I mean, I'm not going to say I condone it, but do I think it's effective? I mean, yeah, probably. And of course, those were on the, what did they used to call those? God, what is the name of it? Debate roulette. Debate roulette. That was a debate roulette topic. So I didn't even get to choose the topic, or, you know, it was just that they chose the topic and they said, who wants to debate these sides? And I said, hey, me, I'll do it. It was my first, I think I had like only maybe 1,000 or 2,000 subs on my channel, so I thought it was a good idea to get on. But at the same time, I was being intellectually honest with my position. So, well, I'm glad you won, Wandering Musician. Good for you. In Flat Earth for $5. Cops have to deal with...
It's not hard to lose. It's not hard to win a Flat Earth debate. You know, we're debating Flat Earthers.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always good to win a debate, you know, to have a debate against them and show them up.
Yeah, and that was something you brought up not too long ago. You were like, You were talking about, somebody said you guys prepared for that debate real well or something like that. And me and Fight were thinking about that, and we were like, we really didn't, It was a flat Earth debate. What the fuck were we preparing for? Like, we didn't have to prepare for anything. It's flat Earth. We just know it. It's very basic math and science, and there's no other way around it. So, in Flat Earth for $5 says, cops have to deal with a lot of shite for a living, and I have mad respect for them. But that was inexcusable. Absolutely. And I think we talked about it earlier, and I'm not going to really push that issue too hard tonight. But I will 100% back cops and military and everybody else that's doing their best to help us out as a people. But that does not excuse a single person from doing what I saw. And I only saw like a picture. And I was like, oh no, that would have seriously, just that one picture would have seriously injured me. Like, I would not have been able to withstand that man's entire weight on the back of my neck, and know for a fact that I was going to come out of that safely. So, Kuyasa, this was for 5,000 Korean dollars. And this was when we were talking about Flat Earth Aussie Jesus said, to be fair, Team Skeptic looks incredibly young for his age. Must be all the Botox. Either that or all the meat tubes. Oh, 100%. All the meat tubes. I suggest if you want to remain looking young in your life, you put about maybe 18 to 36 inches of meat tube in your mouth daily. And don't be afraid to just swallow it all. It'll be alright. You'll come out.
Let me just say what tell you what Flat Earth Aussie Jesus. Sorry, let me just tell you what Flat Earth Aussie Jesus has been messaging. He says that I'm a fat, lazy slob of a fuckwit, as he already knew. But at least he got some good points in. I said, I'm not lazy. I work hard. You didn't get any points in. Lol. Basically, you said magic, and he says you're arguing against the whole universe now. Haha, that's gold.
See, we wouldn't have had anything to laugh at, Jesus, Flat Earth Aussie Jesus. We wouldn't have had anything to laugh at if we didn't let you get some of your points out. That's the whole purpose of bringing people like you on. We don't agree with you. Yes, we want you to say what you believe out loud, okay? Saying it in your head doesn't entertain me. It's when you vocalize that dumbass belief that everybody in the chat goes, holy fuck, what did he just say? So yes, we did give you a chance to get your points out. Sure, they were good from a comedy standpoint, but nobody's gonna leave here convinced that your resistance force, which you obviously have shown tonight to have several contradictions, is what's responsible for gravity.
And he's saying in the chat that, oh, look at me, I'm losing fans by the second. My analytics say I've gained 83 subs today. So...
Alright, Rampant for 1,000 claps. Don't forget the ERV argument for evolution, please. I won't forget it this time. In fact, I've already started looking into it to see how I'm going to formulate this with this next guy. Because I think that I don't think he'll be able to, I know he won't be able to explain it without evolution, but at the same time, I have a feeling that the ERV argument is going to actually counter one of his arguments. He's going to have an argument that's called genetic entropy, and I believe the ERV will be a strong contender to refute what he believes to be genetic entropy, which I still don't know what genetic entropy is. Whis for, I think he made that shit up. For $1.99, hey Skep, can you re-upload the Spiritual So vid? Whis, I'm so sorry, man. Okay. I meant to ask you guys a question. I'm going to be re-uploading videos that YouTube have already taken down. They took them down when I got hacked. I put in a support ticket. I couldn't really do anything with the videos during the support ticket. However, now I know the support ticket has been officially cleared. I told them to just drop the support ticket because I wanted to go back to re-uploading videos. So now I need to figure out what I should do about putting those videos back out. One of the videos was a news clip video. I think I might, instead of putting it on y'all's channel or putting it on my channel where y'all would see it again, I might see if Creaky would throw it on his channel. I have 3 or 4 Flat Earth videos that I really want to get coming back out. The Mark Sargent one, The Spiritual Soul one, let me go to my dashboard so I can tell you guys. Alright, let's see. Mark Sargent. The Nathan Thompson video. Let's see, there's a Jake Paul video, but I think I'm not going to put that one back out on this channel. I may put that out on my After Dark channel. Let's see, the Flat Earthers Can Eclipse video. What the fuck was that one? That was Woke Town. Oh, I gotta put that one back out. That triggered the shit out of him. The best news clips ever. Staring at the sun makes the earth look flat. That was the Spiritual Soul one you're talking about. Oh my god, I didn't even realize it. They took down my D-Marble video. Flat Earther in a van down by the river. Yeah, that one is coming back out. 100% for sure. But here's the thing. So, those videos, I don't personally like putting out the same material twice. You've already seen it. If you missed it, I'm sorry. You've already seen it though. For me, it's, if I'm going to put it back out, I need to do something different. So I thought, hey, maybe I'll just re-record all the video in it. Because some of the videos didn't have my face in them or have me on camera. They just had me with my avatar in the corner. You know, if I'm going to do that, I'll just put the video back out. But I thought about maybe just re-recording my video parts and putting out a remastered version that has all all the same jokes, all the same shits that's in there, the laughs, but it's going to be a whole new video. I don't think it's fair for me to put that out twice, but I also don't want to keep people from seeing it. So, what do you guys think in the chat? What do you think, Fight?
Well, what I think...
oh, Sean. What up, Sean?
Yeah, it took a while for that to actually connect. I thought you might have closed the call out.
No.
Oh my god, dude. One thing really important, Craig, he called you a cripple for a very specific reason, and that was to get you triggered, so he would have his free escape to get out of his bullshit cart. That's all it was. It wasn't malicious. It was just to get you going, so he could leave with an excuse.
Oh no, he is malicious, Sean. Don't get confused there. He absolutely is a malicious, horrible person. But I just use that as an excuse to let loose on him.
Okay. But yeah, that's the whole reason why he brought that up.
All right, Jess, we'll come get you when we're done.
Yeah, they heard you very well. I mean, this is a Blue Yeti. Just saying. Whispering doesn't help. I can hear you cooking down in the kitchen.
I told my son that the other day. He did not believe that I was in my office and I could hear him in his room cleaning up. And I'm like, was doing something and I needed my headphones on and I'm like, well, who the fuck is standing behind me? And I keep looking behind me and then I get up and I go back to his room. I was recording something, that's what it was. I was recording the comments video and I go back to his room to tell him that, hey, can you shut your door? Like, I can literally hear you picking stuff up. I come back in here. When I was editing my video, I could hear me telling him that. In the other fucking room, I could hear him on my microphone.
Yeah. People drastically underestimate the Blue Yeti. It's a decent enough microphone, but oh my god, it is so sensitive.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how was work, man?
I live on a 1-floor flat, and I can hear everyone in every room.
Now, work. Let me describe this. I work at a place that doesn't get a whole lot of business normally. I'm not gonna say where I work because people can find me really, really easily with this job. But on average, before this whole epidemic thing came about, before this whole epidemic thing came around, they would actually average about 900 customers per day. They'd be all high-spending customers, but it's only about 900 per day. Today we had 2,800. They're used to doing like $45,000 to $60,000 worth of business. Today they did $192,000 in business. And yeah, it's been just non-stop. And I can't join these sadly while I'm working. We close at 9 o'clock, but I still can't join because you're not allowed to be on your phone or devices while you're on the clock. But I'm able to listen. I just can't join. And oh my god, when he brought up that fucking vacuum chamber with the steel ball and a magnet, and then his answer was that it's going towards the path of least resistance towards the most resistant thing. And I was like, I thought about that for a second, like, well, but the thing is the ceiling is more resistant than the vacuum below it. Why did it move away from the ceiling? And, oh my! I sent you a message on Hangouts, Skeptic, but you never read it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't hear anything. Hold on. I didn't get any. I didn't get any notification.
Yeah, that's why. Oh, there it is.
Oh, but hey, you know what?
Hey,
I
team.
am doing something. Yeah, go ahead. Fight. I'll tell. I got an announcement to make, but go ahead, Fight.
Apparently I live in G-Man's head now because in his debate today he kept bringing me up about how I insult people all the time. So I get to live in his head as well.
A lot of people live in G-Man's head. Don't take it as a badge of honor. Many people live there because he just opens the door.
All right, so
Yeah, it's a lot of space, like I said.
I don't exactly remember. I know what I was looking at. It said, Team Skeptic, when is the next member stream? Okay, so we're doing, me and Fight have started talking about how we're going to do this together. Probably once or twice a month, what we're going to do is we're going to have a week where we do a Tuesday day stream and a Thursday evening stream. And the Tuesday day stream and Thursday evening stream are going to be members and patrons only. And what they'll do is they'll give us two different times. Like the Tuesday day stream might work for people that are overseas or in Europe, and they might have a better chance to interact, where the Thursday evening they might be asleep or be doing something that would keep them from being able to interact with it. So that's what we're planning on doing, though, as far as that goes, and that should be pretty soon. One thing that we learned over, with being on here and doing things on here is that Patreon is a sticky little bitch when it comes to letting you know who is actually a member, a patron of your channel, and who's not. So this is one reason why I've completely removed the patron list from my videos. It's going to go back in, but it's going to go back in on a very specific type of video. And this is because people can register to be your patron and then leave right before they get charged. And we don't know this. We don't know whether they're doing it or not. And then after about the 3rd or 4th of the month, they can come back and sign back up. And guess what? They're a patron of your channel again. Hey, I support you. I'm your patron. So what I've decided to do is, for me, patrons and members list will go in on the first video of every month. The first video of every month after the 5th. On the 5th is when I would get paid by Patreon. I can look back and see who was successfully charged for the month before and put those people in the list of people that this month's patron list. It's unfortunate that there's people out there that will try to take advantage of people who are, we rely on this money. I mean, me and Fight say it all the time. This is our full-time job. We rely on this. I don't look at it as theft necessarily. Like, I'm not that petty to say, oh, he signed up for my patron, he's done this 6 months in a row, he's just stealing from me. No, I don't look at it like that. But I don't see this.
I don't see it as stealing. I do see it as dishonesty to have your name up in lights.
Sure. And it devalues the other people that are actually paying. It devalues the experience that they should be getting for paying. So that's why my patron list and my members list hasn't been in there. Moving forward, it will only have the patrons and the top tier members in that list. And that's just because there's so many channel members, and YouTube offers absolutely no way of transferring your channel member list into a Google document. So there's no way for me to keep an accurate count of who's a channel member without individually going in and inputting each name in one at a time into After Effects. So what I'm going to do is, I don't mind doing that, but I'm going to do it for the top tier patrons and the top tier channel members and the patrons. The channel members get a benefit because they do get to use all the emojis and all that. Most of the stuff we do now is live stream, so the channel members really get the most advantage out of anybody just from what YouTube offers them. But the patrons, it's really hard to give them, to really keep them included. So that's my way of keeping them included, as well as we're going to start doing those live streams that are patron live streams. Go ahead, Fight.
For me, when I first started, and I had like 10, 20, 30 patrons, it was easy enough to just put it as a list in the video, but I've got 118 patrons and 125 members, and it's really, really hard to kind of shout them all out, like each show and that, and I'm struggling to think what I can give them rather than having to have what is becoming a longer and longer portion of here's a thank you to my patrons and members.
Yeah. Now, and I don't want anybody to think that I don't appreciate them either, because that's not part of the appreciation.
No, absolutely not. I love it.
Like, I wish that I could interact with y'all more. I wish there was some way to integrate Patreon into YouTube. They do have different things where I can see your comments a little easier than the normal person, but they just have never integrated in, any kind of benefits of being a Patreon into YouTube. Why would YouTube dedicate the resources for that if they didn't already have like a contract with Patreon? It really wouldn't. It would be time and effort and debugging and everything else that goes into putting forth some kind of application into what we're already using, and it's going fine. So I completely understand why they don't do it. It just sucks, man. And I would really like to keep the patrons more involved. So yeah.
Well,
go ahead.
Just to throw a wrench in it, I'm not just a disembodied voice today.
Are you on camera?
Oh look, there I am. Yeah.
No.
Should be.
Not.
It's not showing me. Why is it? vMix is weird.
There you go.
See, now I am.
Now let me.
Yeah, vMix is weird. It actually shows that my camera is turned off right now.
Huh?
Yeah, it's that when I turn to where it says it's green, it actually disables my camera. Right now it's red, like my camera's off.
Huh.
But there I am.
Yeah, but team, there was one thing that you and I were talking about, right? And that was doing a live stream and turning off super chats and stuff during the live stream, so it's just about interacting with the chat and with people not having an obligation or feeling like they have to super chat. We just make the stream about interacting with the chat, and we turn off super chats for it. So it's about you guys.
I do appreciate all the super chats, but there are also times when I just want to do something for you guys, and it really, even though they come in, it feels great, but I'm like, I may just turn them off for a video just so we can have one where even the people that want to support can't support because I just don't want to take your money. You guys help out so much. Oh, let me get this.
We love you all.
Speaking of which, I gotta go check to make sure nothing came in on my Streamlabs account. I always forget to check that, and fortunately, I haven't missed anybody. But I just keep.
Are we up to date with super chats and stuff? Because I really need to get off and go to bed.
Why don't you go ahead and you can dip out of here. I have a few more that I have to read, and I'll go ahead and go through those pretty quick. But go ahead and say your goodbyes, and then we'll get you out.
Yeah, it's been fun. Always good to get Ross on. I know you're still watching, Ross. You are literally my little pet rock. You come running whenever I call, and I love it. You're everywhere that I am. You live for me, and I live rent free in your head. Thank you very much.
It's kind of creepy.
Next week, next week there's going to be 2, possibly 3 videos up. I'm only going to do 1 live stream next week. I'm going to focus the rest of the week on getting a bunch of videos up. And then on the beginning of the 3rd week of June, I've got my guest slot on Simon Dan's, which I'm really looking forward to. Unirock then doing a video about how I brought the subs that come in afterwards.
No, he's already done that once, hadn't he? Or was that was a clever?
Yeah, let's not talk about that right now. So
yeah, let's
we've had a good
stream.
We've had a good stream, and thank you very much, Mike, for coming on. I appreciate everything you've done. We've had a good night, and like I said, we owe the community. We just need to put forth a little bit towards them. I'm sure to come back to us tenfold. So, and I'm sure they'll appreciate it as well. But thank you very much.
Thank you everyone for watching. I was just saying thank you everyone for watching. Make sure you smash the like button before you leave. Sorry for interrupting you there, team.
No, that's alright. Alright, well, alright, so moving on. Thank you, Fight, for coming on. You have a great night, sir. For $5 from $5 from the plot hole, you folks are awesome. Many thanks. June 5th, Professor Dave is on. June 12th, maybe Team and FTFE will step in this Flat Earth debate. I don't know. I've always thought about I'd maybe want to get in and debate Flat Earth with somebody. Maybe if I can find confidence. Maybe one day, if I can find a little confidence, I'll jump in and debate somebody. Lots of fun to be had. Yes, you can count me in right there. Let me just
someday it's got to Google balls to actually debate a flat earther.
Right, one day.
Someday.
Mike71 for $2. How does he think gravity works in a vacuum? Yeah, he doesn't. I mean, it just naturally finds its own. Listen, guys.
It's resistance.
He literally described gravity up until the point of saying it's mass attracting mass. Everything he said describes gravity. And then when you say, yeah, it's gravity, right? No, it's not gravity. But
Well, see, early on, Anthony, we played that game with Anthony many times, so we would actually take him step by step through all of the physics behind everything, and he would agree until he had to admit that the Earth was a sphere. Every single time. And it would just be hilarious to watch.
Yeah, that's funny, watching Jeranism and Bob Nodell argue about gravity on Warcraft's channel. And Bob's like, no, guys, listen. We've got to accept that gravity happens. These machines are super high functioning machines. Lots of intelligent design went into this to make it work as precisely as it fucking does, right? So we have to accept the fact that something's going on, that it's measuring minor differences in the gravitational acceleration on different parts of the Earth. We have to accept that. I'm not saying that it's gravity, and Jeranism's like, yeah, it's not gravity. It's not gravity. But don't you think they could just program these things in here? And Bob's like, I don't think you fucking understand. No, you can't program these things. It uses a very specific science to determine how fast a test mass is accelerating. Like, you're going to have to, we have to explain this. I'm not saying it's mass attracting mass, but something's going on. And Jeranism was like, nope. Will not refuse to accept it. When yes, it absolutely is. Tim Pryor for 20. Go ahead.
John Light in chat says, whatever happened to Jism? He dried up.
Yeah, he dried up. he is now, we call him Crunchy Sock. That's what his name is. The Crunchy Sock Busters is what they're going to change the channel to. Tim Pryor for $20. I paid money to say it before, so I'll pay money to say it again. I still cannot drink myself this dumb. This was explained to me at 13 years old, and it didn't take that many times to get me to understand. Like, Tim, you're forgetting you're not a player. Your parents that cared about you, cared about your education, and when you left their winged protection over your ignorance of the world, you continued to learn and become more educated on the environment that surrounds you. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever, and you're right. I may try tomorrow to drink myself that stupid on camera. Like, can I drink enough whiskey to make me admit that the Earth is flat? That should be a live stream, and I should put a bottle of some high dollar whiskey that I couldn't get drunk enough to believe that the Earth is flat. Alright. Thank you very much, Tim Pryor. I truly appreciate it, brother. Traveler X for $2 Aussie. Aussie schools teach all this. Flat Earth Aussie Jesus is not typical. Yeah, I love my Aussies. I love my Aussies so fucking much that I'm willing to go ahead and accept him as the exception. The exception of my cousins down under. Maybe he just feels weird in his head, so he truly believes that he is upside down. You know, that he's hanging upside down, clinging to a ball by its pubes, by the way. Traveler X has also become a new member. Thank you very much, sir, Traveler X. Today, we are having a special emoji day, and we're only going to put out the... Have you seen this emoji yet, Sean? Look in the chat if you have not seen it yet.
All right. Yeah, I've seen that. It's very disturbing.
Have you seen the picture yet? The original.
I don't want to. Don't want to. No.
I know it's an inbox you. I know exactly what's in inbox you now.
Okay, guys, you'll no longer see me on camera because my eyes. I will see when I'm actually in our frame.
Oh man. All right. Let's see. Carrie Oliver for 33. I think Flat Earth Aussie Jesus' brain is a variable that we definitely need to take into account. the density of that material would be. Well, no, I guess because the volume's not bigger than a normal human being's volume, a cranial volume. We'll just say that.
I hate to say it, but I don't know who this John Light person is, but damn, he's got some funny jokes. he's talking about Ross. He says his beard keeps him on the ground.
Cool to hear Sean say my name. Yeah. Anytime the voice of reason, the disembodied voice of reason says anything, if he says your name, you should feel special. Like you should go get in a bath, take a nice little warm bath. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna do this. Hello, John Light.
Holy fuck! Talk like that always, please, and thank you. Like that mic needs to always be that close.
But you think that I have a good voice for this? Is it really that impressive?
Oh man, you definitely, that voice is made for radio and it matches your face. So I may have to do something with you, man. We may have to get you to be like a what was his name? I'm so and so, and this was the rest of the story. I'm gonna look him up. I used to listen to
Walter
him as a
Cronkite,
child.
and this is the rest of the story.
Is it Walter Cronkite? Oh my god, I used to listen to him on public service radio. I have to go back. I need to go back and look and see if they're all like.
And this has been the news.
No, his is, and this is the way it is.
It's not ready yet.
There was one that did.
See, I like my Blue Yeti.
Paul Harvey. That's what his name was. Paul Harvey. Let me make sure.
Get something first.
I used to listen. Oh my god, that man could
In the
speak.
chat, he was saying Paul Harvey before
Paul
they even heard
Harvey,
you say
yeah.
it because of the delay.
Yeah, I was looking at that. Oh my god, Paul.
Oh,
Harvey.
okay.
I could listen to him.
For those, okay, Glover Mommy just said, thanks for making me moist. There's a joke there. See, over on the movie night, over on the Side Strike channel, that's like one of the trigger words, and everybody always asks me to say the word moist.
Just got me a little moist saying that. And I'm a dude, so if I'm getting moist, there's something wrong.
That's called trippage.
Change my underwear, the backside of it. Andreas Elda. For 26. Woohoo! Meme idea, no charge. Claiming resistance is futile. Oh, meme resistance idea, no charge. Resistance is futile. Yeah, we need to make a several memes of that. Crafty Keela for $2 euros. I'm sorry. Congrats to Professor Phil Bell for reaching 1K subs. Hey, congrats to Phil Bell. I don't know if he's in the chat right now.
Scuba Cat thinks I should do debunking ASRM.
Debunking ASMR.
And that's how we found the curvature of the Earth.
Oh, you'd be a beast. Oh, you'd be a beast if you were debunking in that tone. Oh yeah, you'd have hundreds of millions of subs. But Crafty Keela, good point, man. Congratulations to Professor Phil Bell. Congratulations also, I believe the plot will cross 300. We'll get you to 1,000 sooner than you believe. Shout out also to Irish Demon and Crafty Keela. You're over 1K now too. So congrats to all you guys, man. I'm so glad to see all you guys coming up and passing that. It feels like a fucking an impossible mountain to pass. You know.
I'll do this, Skeptic. I'll do this. I'll announce it here. If I can get up to 30 members on my channel, I will do an entire video in that voice.
Holy
just
fuck.
to make them happy.
We gotta have a share your link in the chat. Also, we need to have a subscriber party too. Then at that point, Monkey Cat, share your link in the chat. You should have a link that you can go grab off your studio page.
Already got it.
That gives you a link to the
Already got it. Already ahead of you.
Nice. Monkey Cat Pat for $5. What and y'all? That's a video we need. That voice. Woo. What the fuck did he just say? I need to invest enough in this. I think my nose is broken. The stupidity is real with Flat Earth Aussie Jesus. May God have mercy on his soul. Ding. Yes.
Deeper. Must do it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sean. Read that last part.
Ross, may God have mercy on your soul.
Ding. Alright, Fargoth92 for $5 says you can't argue with facts, spends an entire stream doing just that, arguing with facts. Exactly, man. Like I said, he had so many contradicting, like, his cognitive dissonance tonight was extremely strong, because I caught when he said that one thing about the resistances, and I was like, ooh, I got it. So when you throw an object up into the air, it slows down. It's going through less and less medium. Why is it slowing down? Oh, because it's slowing down because of, you know, the resistance to the medium is slowing it down. Okay, so when you drop it, why does it slow down? Why didn't it speed up once it hits, like, its terminal velocity? Why does it continuously slow down? We say it because it's going through a higher and higher medium. You just said going through a lower and lower medium slows it down. Contradictions there, Ross. You might want to go check that. Alright, let's see. Oh no. Scoodak, go back. Okay, there we are. Warcode Red 01 for $5. The exact drift you detect if the Earth was rotating, like it does in the heliocentric model. Huh? What are the chances of that, there, Flat Earth Aussie Jesus? Yeah, no shit, right? We detect the skies moving at a 15 degree per hour drift. We detect. We have optical experiments that show 15 degree per hour drift. We have mechanical experiments that show 15 degree per hour drift. What are the odds that we're just getting so lucky that everything shows 15 degrees per hour drift, or it's just a result of the reference frame we're on spinning at 15 degrees per hour? Yeah. Alright. Commander Dark Light for 50 Aussie dollars. Thanks, Bob. Yeah, thanks, Bob. And thank you, Commander Dark Light. I appreciate it. I hope the Seaman Lady video was to your liking, because I dedicated that video to you. Newest member of our Oh My God Donger Club, Commander Dark Light. You my friend, are a fucking beast. And like I said, I hope you enjoyed the Seaman video being dedicated to you.
Oh God, Skeptic, that video! Oh my God, really, guy.
Did you see my reading my comment, or reading your comments video?
Yes, I did.
Oh my God, what did you think about the color of my like my video?
The color of your video? I was watching it on the phone, so I didn't really notice any color variations. What did you do? Did you make it all milky white?
No. Let me show you something. Okay, so I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and I've been researching it for a while. Of course, I'm not a professional, videographer or.
Are you actually white balanced?
No, I did much more than that. Give me 1 second. I'm actually gonna pull it up and show you guys. See, I'm good at doing audio treatments because I did a lot of audio engineering. So I understand, there's things you can do to audio to bring out certain aspects of the voice, to remove noise, there's so much you can do with it. But video is the same way. You can treat video. You can have a video treatment. You take a video image file, and then you put it through a bunch of plugins, or where you adjust like the white balance and just all this other stuff, right? And I've been studying it, but I've only had a webcam to practice on. Webcam.
No.
So finally, when I got this good camera, go ahead.
Webcam, Team Skeptic. Webcam, Team Skeptic.
Yeah, exactly. But finally, okay, one of the problems with the webcam is that the audio always is off. I have to move the audio and make it perfect, and if I don't visually put it perfect, then you guys notice, and I definitely had complaints about that. But let me get it to a section of my video. Huh?
I was doing bad Chinese dub over.
Alright, so look, I want to show you. Oh my God, the face I'm making right now in this picture, I should not be showing it, but I am going to show it anyway.
I'm hoping not.
Hold on, let me get it.
You have a lot of those for some reason.
I should not be making this face, but it is what it is. I am doing it. Okay. So, you see how the color is right here? Yeah, shut up, stop laughing.
Yeah.
Alright, that's not the color of the actual video, right? Let me go back and get the adjustment layer. Let me scroll this down real quick so I can. Okay. it as high of a resolution so everybody can see. And I'll make sure I'm getting a 1080p signal real quick.
I got it. I'm good.
Okay, so this is the color grading that I did. You see how it has that kind of like... it's hard to explain the look without showing it to you first. Let me turn the adjustment later on. That was the original shot. That was the original shot. And this is a great camera. So that right there is a high definition shot. Like, even if I play it right here. You see, I'm saying, like, it's a good quality,
such a creepy look.
Yeah, right? Fuck off. It's a good quality
Sex
camera.
predator look.
It has a good quality recording. In fact, this recording is pretty much top notch to what most people do on their own. But I've been learning how to color grade and how to make myself look more like cinematic, and this is what it came out to. And
see, now you don't look like now you don't look anemic.
Yes, I love that look, man. My son was the one who was like, Dad, you're doing it. Let me show you. Gets on here and starts working with it. He's like, now play with that. Do that right there. And so I start doing it. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm sexy as fuck.
I wouldn't go that far, man.
But yeah, that's what I'm doing.
You just look like you've been out of the sun for 4 years.
My bones haven't crumbled. I'm getting enough vitamin D. All right, so let me go back. But yeah, what do you guys think? Did y'all like the new look to it that was in my last video? Let me know.
I like the editing that you did. I like the editing that you did. The editing you did where you would zoom in on those key things and do the nice echo and black and white and just you did some really good editing on that. I'll give you that.
I'm working towards being less of a... Okay, so the first thing that, I was super basic at the beginning, and then I had the talking Lego head, which, I put a lot of work into that, to be honest with you. Like, people did not realize that when I had the talking Lego head, it took me about 8 hours to get the video ready, and then it took me about 12 to 16 hours to get the talking head to match my words exactly. You'd have to go word by word, pretty much. And it already gives you a basic, like, an outline of your mouth doing it. Like, it lays something down. You just have to go and edit it and make sure that you're not, like, it's not catching you go and making an O face. Like, that's what it would do. So it took a lot to get it to that, to get it to work. So then Tau City Alpha really came to me and was like, you really need to take your videos to the next level. Whatever you do, you just need to take it to the next level. There's simple graphics design stuff you can do, and there is. I learned how to do the simple stuff, and yeah, he's 100% right. It made the difference. But now I'm at a point, it's like, I spend so much time on the small stuff, it really doesn't make a difference. Like, I really do, and it's an inefficient use of time to put in so many different graphics stuff. And all of my graphics before were pre-saved. Like, I would create the thing and save it so I could just take it and insert a new piece of footage and it would do all the work. It would just use the footage. And now I can't do that because I lost all of it when I formatted my computer. I forgot to copy all of those programs that I had spent months, over a year, putting together. And I said, you know what? I want to take it a different route. Instead of going graphics heavy and wasting time on something that really takes time to get the video out, I'm just going to sit in front of the camera and be me. And that's why I wanted the camera that that was recommended by JC. That's why I wanted that one. It's a great camera for exactly what I needed to do. It gives me the option of looking great on stream. I'm watching right here and I'm looking at myself and I'm thinking to myself, most people don't look this clear on their stream. Most people don't go through the effort to look like a professional. And when I see my videos coming out, I think to myself, instead of just get rid of the graphics, just do the simple transitions, the zoom ins, the black and whites, the cut scenes, the jump cuts, all that. There's going to be skits involved. You saw the one where I had my son come up and eat the bowl of ice?
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing because I was like, hey man, you want to be a part of my video? And he's like, yeah, sure, what do you want me to do? I said, what I'm going to do is I'm doing a video on frozen semen. And I was like, so I want you to come up and, like, I'm going to be like, hey, try this ice. And you're going to eat the ice, and you're going to be like, salty. I'm going to be like, yeah, it's frozen daddy juice. And then, so he was like, he was eating it, and then I said, just spit. What I want you to do is just spit it back into the bowl, spit it on the ground, spit it somewhere where everybody can see. Of course, nobody could see because he spit behind my chair. But if he'd have done that right. But the reason why we didn't reshoot it is because as he was walking off, like he was supposed to do as part of the screen, he just turned around. I go, but it'll protect you from COVID. And he was supposed to just keep on walking as if to ignore me. And he stopped and turned around and he goes, you're a fucking idiot. And I was like, keeping it. No, we're keeping that one. We're not even trying again. We're keeping that take. That was amazing. And it was so perfect, and it looked so perfect, that I even went with the original audio. I didn't even have him come in and dub it over and be like, you're a fucking idiot, and just put in a nicer copy of a more clean audio. No, I kept the audio from the camera. It was that fucking great.
I think the audio from the camera was best because it sounded like he was out of room, because he was.
Yeah, he was. Well, I guess it wasn't audio from the camera per se. It was still my Blue Yeti, but I mean, it was audio from the scene. You know, it wasn't like it was coming. He didn't come in and lay it over, and I dub it in. But it was.
I think a dub over would have actually ruined the whole shot. So good choice on that.
Yeah, and so I like doing skits like that. You're going to see more of those skits in a lot of my stuff, and those are easy. I mean, I don't have to do a lot of graphical editing. You know, it's just a matter of jump cuts and picking the right scene out and making sure it's funny. So, yeah. Let's see. The Athens 619 for $5 as an artist. Flat Earth Aussie Jesus is wrong in using perspective and convergence. So stop using it. You're strawmanning. Yeah, that's what I tried to explain to him. That's not how either one of those work, perspective or convergence. You wouldn't just see the bottom of the building go out of view while the rest of the building is in view. If it's a flat Earth, it converges together. Top to bottom, it shrinks top to bottom, left to right together. And there's a mathematical equation that explains how they will shrink when you're looking at them going away from you. Crafty Keela for €2. Big love, FTFE, Team Skeptic, and chat. And this was before Sean Hufford came in. So I'm going to add big love to Sean Hufford on that from Crafty Keela. War Code Red 01 for $5. Confronted with evidence of gravity, Flat Earth Aussie Jesus. Let's change the topics to Earth's curve. Yeah, there's no... he changes it to Earth's curve, we give him an explanation of that, he just changes it to rotation. We change to rotation, give him evidence of that, he changes it back to gravity again. I mean, it's just a run from the evidence marathon with those guys. Andres Ilda for 26. Meme and fights email. I didn't see it, but or maybe you did. I don't know if he showed it or not, but thank you very much. The memes are great. Yeah, we love memes. Crafty Keela for €2. Click like or FEAG. Flat Earth Aussie Jesus will show up in your bathroom. No. Eat constipation pills or don't eat at all, or Flat Earth Aussie Jesus will show up in your bathroom. That's... I hope that made logical sense. Anthony Purcell. Yes, constipation, or he'll show up in your bathroom. If you don't eat, you won't have to poop. Anthony Purcell for $5 Aussie. How did this not show up in my notifications? As punishment, here's some worthless Australian money. Yeah, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I have a friend of mine that works at a gas station that he sees me regularly. And I legitimately asked him yesterday if he had saw my semen video. And he said, no, I didn't even know you had it. I said, yeah, you didn't get a notification. He said, no. He pulled his phone up and showed me his YouTube stuff, and he was like, there's no notification for your video in here. And he even showed me, I saw on his phone that he does receive notifications, because there were other notifications that from other people he subscribed to. And I saw that he had the bell clicked on my channel. YouTube is fucking me over right now. I don't know if it has something to do with me being hacked. Like I said, I'm not sure I was even hacked. Nothing was changed about my account. A hacker would have changed something. A hacker would have had a reason for doing it. Whether he'd have gone in there and deleted all the videos, which is a one-click process, guys. Okay? It's not like it took 15 minutes for him to delete the video. He could have changed the AdSense so that all my revenue went to him. Nothing got changed at all. And yet they still claim that a hacker uploaded content to my video, which was my content. So there may be this, my channel may be glitched out with YouTube, and I don't know how better to explain it. You know, I can only explain it in terms of video games. When you know, walk on a patch of land that glitches out the program that you're playing, and all of a sudden you're underneath the map, you know, running around. Well, that's the way it kind of feels right now. It feels like I'm putting stuff out and I'm not even getting, you know, the notifications being sent out to people to give me even a chance at winning, which sucks, but
I got the notifications. I can say that.
Good for you. I'm glad somebody's getting it, you know, and I'm glad there are people that do get it, but I know for a fact he showed me on his phone, on my last, not my comment video, but the one before it, he showed me on his phone that he did not get a notification from it, and I did see, I was like, can you go to my channel? I just want to see it with my own eyes. And he went to his channel and he showed me, and sure enough, subscribe, bell notification clicked. No notification though. But thank you, Tony. I appreciate it, man. Got to get you back on. I really enjoyed fucking you talking your science the other day. Rampant for 2,500 collabs, Chilean pesos. Down with the state, capitalism, private property, police force, human rights, morality, religion, racism, and money. I don't know if I can be down with all of that. Down with human rights. I love that. Irish Demon, woohoo! Irish Demon, $2.99 Aussie dollars, which doesn't fucking make sense.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What? You just got a Hufford meme from Josh Played You.
Oh God, where'd you send it at? Josh, where'd you send it at? Maybe it might be in my email. Let me check. I'll check that in 1 second, Josh. But don't let me forget, Sean. Irish Demon, nearly at 1,000 subs. Well, let's go see how close you are, Irish Demon. Maybe I'll unsub and resub just to give you another one. Woo! 987. 13 fucking people out there. I know there's 13 of you that are not subscribed to Irish Demon. Know this for a fact. I'm putting your channel in the chat, and we are going to make this happen tonight. I would say that I'm not going to stop streaming until you do get across 1,000, but that would just make people fucking sit here and make me stream all fucking night. So everybody,
This is true.
I will get off of here if you don't go sub. How about that? Let's see if we can't get Irish Demon. Man, that's a good dude. He's funny. He's entertaining. I do still watch his stuff, even though he's gone beyond the debate stuff between me Fight the Flat Earth, and Nathan Thompson and G-Man. I still watch his stuff. It's still great. So please, go give him a sub. The Athens 619. Well, actually, I never pander for anybody. Here's what I suggest. Go watch his material. If you watch his material and you find his material entertaining, he's worth it, in my opinion. The Athens 619 for $5. Evidence for evolution. People living in mountains have developed a gene to breathe better in high altitude. Use this. I will. There's a couple of evolutions inside of the human body, or evidence for evolution within the human body, as far as sickle cell anemia. I don't know if it's the Sherpas or if it's something else. The Himalayan people, they can breathe at higher elevations, and I believe that's what you're talking about. 6-1 or Athens. Let me know, Athens, about that. All right. Oh, one more. I'm seeing Alan H. One more. Huh?
You got the 1K.
Oh, you got the 1K? Ooh, look, I have one.
You got the 1K.
Oh, great. Hold on. I have one strand of hair. Look at that. See this, guys? I hate when this happens. You put on a hat, you have one.
There's more than one there, by the way.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to finish my...
Oh my God.
Full screen real quick and finish the super chats off like this.
This is what happens when Craig goes too long.
All right, there we go. Super Chicken 73 for $5. Work, work, work. Here's some money anyway. I'll laugh later. Oh, Super Chicken 73, man. Sorry, we missed you, man. All right. But we'll get to the next one. Thank you. What?
People are starting to demand the Hufford meme, and it's in your email, apparently.
It's in my email. Okay, let me go check my email real quick and get this Hufford meme out. Oh, I do see it. Okay.
Let's see how bad it is. See if I can laugh at myself a little. Always.
Hold on, let me download it. There you
go. Okay.
Go ahead and read it out.
Let me do it right. When you hear my voice, know that God loves you.
That sounded like it had no heart behind it whatsoever.
Well, no, it doesn't. I'm a heartless bastard. You know that.
All right. I'm not fixing my. It's not even a crow's. Is that what they call it? A crow's peak, or is that a widow's peak? I'm not fixing my widow's spear. That's a widow's spear tonight.
Oh
let me get back to the. Oh my god! Now I gotta find where I was at. No. Here they go. Okay. All right. Andres Eldest for 20 secs. Yes, please remaster. I think that's only fair. I think it's only fair that I remaster my stuff instead of just posting it back. Posting it back is just... I have a hard time doing it, man. I have a hard time just posting something that I've already posted, that's already received comments, that's already received likes. It better be something different, you know? Even just a little different. Just make it different. Glober Mommy for $2. Team, missed you on NASA Black Site Area 69. I know. I had a... Originally, JM Truth and I had talked about him coming on tonight or Saturday night, and it was supposed to be last Saturday, and we kind of soft moved it to this Saturday, but he had people come in, so I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that, but it's also, I did need to live stream. I hadn't live streamed all week. I reached out to Christopher and said that it's probably going to need to be next week or maybe the week after. I know next week we have a debate that's supposed to be planned. And I'm thinking maybe if we can get that knocked out quick enough, we can do an after show on the Black Site channel. So we'll talk about it, but definitely I know I'm going to be coming on. I love everybody that's a part of that channel, and it's becoming such a huge group of good people that, you know, I really want to take part and be a part of what they're doing. So thank you, Glober Mommy, and believe me when I say it. See, I don't stutter when I'm just bullshitting. I just... I missed you guys too. I missed you too, Global Mommy. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you very much. And yes, well, I'll be over there for sure. Tony Purcell, oh my god, it jumped on me. Tony Purcell, we're not in it for the public acknowledgement. Shut up and take my money. Yes, we know, Tony, we know. You guys don't do it for any fame or anything like that. It's just to support what we're doing. And, you know, for the longest time, when I watch my son, I used to think to myself, why are people donating to these guys? Like, it was totally different from what me and Craig do to what a video gamer does, like a gamer. A good example of this is like Dr. Disrespect. He's somebody that does a lot more of this style fucking gaming. It's a joke the whole time. He's making fun of himself. He's making fun of the people he's playing with. He's making fun of all this other shit, and people love it. And I could see how somebody would find him entertaining, watch him, and donate to his channel. But there's a lot of other people. They're so fucking boring. And I go back and I watch these live streams, and I do watch these live streams, by the way. I go back and I watch these live streams, and I think to myself, holy fuck, you guys are fucking funny. Like, what the fuck? Who the fuck said that? You know, why the fuck was that said? So it's it is something I can understand now. We're looking back on it. You guys are supporting entertainment. And you guys know that, you know, without the support, there is no entertainment, because we'll have to use this time to work or do other things where the normal person does that doesn't have the opportunities that we have to do things like entertain you guys. So it is a benefit. It is a pleasure. But we also just want to give some back. You know, we want to give you back something that's most valuable to us, and that's time. We want to give you our time, and we don't want you guys donating to get that time from us. But thank you. I will shut up now and take your money. Monkey Cat, Pat for $5. As long as you guys know I support you, that's all that matters. Thank you for your entertainment. Good night. See what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know that Super Chat was coming, but she gets it. She knows why she supports us. I say she. Oh my God. I hope it Monkey Cat, Pat says she. If not he, they, it, however they define themselves. As long as they know. I almost said she again. They know that supporting us helps get the entertainment back to you guys. So thank you. Thank you, Monkey Cat, Pat. And you can abuse me as much as you want about me misidentifying whatever gender you may identify as. Crafty Keela for €5. I'm fucking up. I should shut the fuck up. SOS are more than welcome to join my 1K special on Thursday. You guys help so much in that. Much love and respect. Keep me informed, Crafty. I've been kind of away from Discord for the past couple of days. Another thing we'll talk about. I have, starting Monday, I'm going to force myself to go through my 450 fucking emails that I have, my 350 messages. Have you ever sent me a message on YouTube or Discord? Well, if so, then you should be receiving a return message from me sometime in the next 10 years. Like, it's literally going to take me that long to go through all my messages that built up. But I do want to tell people I'm sorry. I just don't have enough time in my day to be able to do everything that I want to do. And I have to prioritize some stuff. And unfortunately, getting to all my emails and all of my Discord messages doesn't always fit into my time. So I'm gonna do better than that because I know I need to be more active on Discord. I need to be more active in my email, but at the same time, it's just a matter of time right now. Don't have it. Don't know what to tell you. If you guys could figure out a way to add another 3 hours to my day without losing one day every eight days, you know, one day every 8 fucking 27-hour days, I would love to know. Robert Gassman for $2. What did I miss? I just got home from work. You missed a lot, Robert. Go back and watch from the beginning. Lots of avoiding observational facts. The plot hole for $2. Well, go ahead.
Just point out Craft Tequila. Thursday, 8 p.m. British Standard Time. Boole is the one producing it. That would be, I believe, 3 p.m. my time, and I will be at work. So, unfortunately, I will have to not be there. I'm sorry. I wish I could be, but work is kind of important.
All right, we have Anthony Purcell that says, okay, everyone, email Team Skeptic now. Move the goalposts. Yeah, they're not going to get read until Monday, for sure. And then we also have Professor Pineapple, who is a well-known member of this community who just decided to change his name. That would be Ozzy the Globehead. Ozzy, Ozzy, Ozzy!
Oi, oi, oi!
There we go, baby. I love when you're here and Craig's not, man. I don't have to wait for the airhead 4-second delay of all the signal going around and him going, how do I respond to that? Oh my God, how do I respond? Oh no. Like, that's what he does. And then he goes, oh, it's oi, 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 right. And it's like only 10 seconds later.
I'll say this, if it wasn't for the World Series of Poker, I would have never known that whole thing. Because there was an Australian guy that won it one year, and that was the cheer every time he would win a hand. So thanks to World Series of Poker for that one, guys.
Oh my God. So Dave Hill says polyphasic sleep schedule, cut down to 2 hours a day. I can't do 2 hours a day. And I used to do I used to sleep like 4 hours at a time when necessary. So that didn't work. That, of all things, that put me into a fucking, a dark hole, if anything. I was really like I was not mentally prepared for sleeping only 4 hours at a time, multiple times a day, only when you feel like you do, or when you need it. I felt like there were days I would come up on days that I would need to sleep 20 hours of those days to catch back up. And then when I woke up, I'd be fucked because I'm just waking up at some random 2 o'clock in the morning. What the fuck? What's 2 o'clock in the morning gonna do for me? I can't get anything done at 2 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, I've tried to get back on a early schedule. It's still kind of hard because the way I record, I like this setup right here, and you guys can see it. This is my average recording setup. I need it dark. I need it completely dark. And I am going to be putting in some blackout curtains right here to keep this entire area dark eventually, but I don't have them right now. So the daytime, I typically get up around 11 to 12 right now and try to get as much as I can done before about 3 or 4 o'clock. If we have a live stream, we get ready for the live stream. If we don't have a live stream, I go ahead and I start working on a video. I try to get any preparation done that I need to get done for that night's recording before it gets dark. And then I take a shower. I always shower before I record, and then I come in here and record.
I do got a recording question for you there, Skeptic. At any point in the future, are you planning on getting the audio canceling panels installed? They're basically the phone.
Yeah, yes and no. First off, I come from a line of professional studio builders, not genetically, but just from experience. I've had people that have built very, very professional studios. Our last studio builder was a world-renowned sound engineer, and he really broke down a few things about placing panels up. Panels really give you a certain type of sound. One of the sounds I really enjoy is the natural wood panel sound, which is, I get that in here. I get that ability to have a natural wood panel sound without having to put up like the foam panels. Foam panels are typically, you would use those, if you use them right, you don't cover the whole wall, you only cover specific parts, because right here at this microphone, there's sound that's converging on this microphone, and we can actually go through and mathematically calculate everything out. Like, this is one of the things the guy did is he said, "Where's your microphone going?" We said, "We're going to put the microphone here." He said, "Okay." He draws on the thing on the microphone, and he draws out the entire layout of the room, and he says, "Okay." Comes back a few months later with a digital architecture plans, and we get to look at it, and it's showing how the particular placing of the panels is what cancels the noise that ultimately converges here. So I don't think I would ever put those up, just from what I've learned from him, that they don't really help unless you know what you're fucking doing, or you cover the entire fucking wall, which is really expensive. But I do enjoy these wood panel sounds. It gives me a natural sound. It does have a little bit of reverberation to it, so I do enjoy it. I'm sorry?
It does sound like you're in a big room, so there's a like 4 or 5 echoes that I'm hearing that are real tight together.
Really?
But well, you gotta remember, I got ears like a bat.
Yeah, I've always thought that my sound was real full, but it wasn't overly reverberated.
No, it's hard to pick up on, but it is there, and with the headphones on and there's no other noise, it's noticeable, at least to me. That's why I was wondering if you're going to do anything to cancel out some of the echo in your room. I mean, I understand the wood panel sound, but you do have a little bit of echo going on.
Yeah, no, I probably wouldn't add anything to it. I like the sound I have that comes off of it, and I did mixing and mastering when I was working with audio, so I do my own mastering on my voice, and I don't know, I kind of like the way it sounds. But it's something to think about, like if I ever feel like I need to upgrade it, I definitely will. Okay, so the plot hole for $2, last super chat until the next successful launch. Yes. So I guess was it who launched today, Sean?
It was just a Falcon 9 that they actually launched crew from U.S. soil for the first time in 9 years. It was a direct.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay. Astronauts launched through SpaceX today.
Wow. And it went successful, I assume that's what the plot hole's talking about? Good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they even stuck the landing on the barge.
They even what?
They even stuck the landing on the barge.
Oh, nice. Good shit. T-Rock66 for $5. G-Man couldn't stop saying you and FTFE's name on Modern Day Debate tonight. It was kind of cute, to be honest. Lol. I'm going to have to go watch that. G-Man is, he's a moron. He's an idiot thing for sure. But I want to go see what he has to say about me, because he was triggered by me. You guys, I should have recorded it. It really taught me a lesson in that modern day debate thing, is to record my pre-shows, because when you record your pre-shows, you catch things that not everybody's going to see, not everybody's going to hear. One of those things was him calling me a racist. That should have been recorded so I could have exposed his dumbass for just outright calling me a racist. Never fucking met me, never heard my name before in his life. I hadn't even really spoken anything to him at the time. Everything I said was between me and Fight. I think we just briefly talked to each other, and he said, he goes, "You're racist." I said, "What? How am I racist?" And he goes, he asked me why I wouldn't get on camera. That's the first thing. And he says, "Oh, why? Because you're embarrassed that you're a racist?" And I said, "Racist? Are you calling me a racist?"
Wait.
Yes.
So your appearance makes you a racist?
No, my belief in evolution makes me a racist.
How?
And my non-showing of my face was evidence of my cowardly personality of being afraid to show my face and getting behind the fact that I'm a racist. Yeah, how?
No,
exactly. How? It simply was because I believe in evolution. That's it.
Because reasons.
Because reasons, exactly. Alright, we're coming across these last couple of super chats. So let me get through these. Irish Demon for $2.99 Aussie dollars. Woohoo! 1K party coming soon, boyos. Yes, 1K party coming soon, boyos. Yes, I love it. I'm happy for you, Irish Demon. You, Crafty. Who else was it? Professor Phil Bell tonight went over 1K. I'm really happy for all you guys, man. And Anthony Purcell, Team Skeptic, commit to being on Keela's 1K special. I'm there, Keela. I'm there. You can count on me. Same with you, Irish Demon. You can count on me. I'm there.
I would love to be there, but work is going to prevent it. So I
you
wholeheartedly.
You cut me off. You cut me off. I didn't get a chance to finish. I'll be there in spirit.
See, I thought you were going to be there, man.
I will.
In spirit.
In spirit. No, I'll be there, Crafty. You can count on me 100%.
I'll tell you what, Crafty. I will definitely have to watch after we close or I get home from work. So,
all right, guys.
You'll see.
Well, I think that's going to be where we end this show today. It was great. It was fun. We're 4.5 hours in. I never, ever meant to stream for long times. I like it, though. I like it. I love entertaining. I love being the center of attention. Who doesn't? You know what I'm saying? Like, I really do love this. But it's also fun to see that there's people that continue to come back, because if it was boring, if me and my narcissistic tendencies were so boring, then nobody would ever fucking come back to watch me fucking love myself, you know? And they love watching me love myself. What?
Careful with that on camera. It'll get you demonetized real quick.
No, me showing this wide ass on camera did not get me demonetized. I did not get a community guideline strike. I did not get demonetized. They were like, hell no. Take all the ad money. Here, Team Skeptics. Here, take it. You showed your ass on screen. Oh, wait.
Oh,
you debated Flat Earth? Demonetized. Like, that's how it is, guys. I mean, legitimately.
Yeah.
If we talk Flat Earth, demonetized. I wear a mankini where my nut sack is literally pushing out on the fabric. And I get up to run away. And the whitest skin you've ever seen in your motherfucking life flashes you on screen. And what do they say? Monetize! I love YouTube. I love YouTube. They're so logical and so consistent with everything they do. But yes, thank you guys very much, and I truly appreciate everybody coming out. Everybody being here until the end. I don't even know, because my live stream won't update live anymore. So I don't know why my studio has stopped doing that, but it has. For everybody that was able to stick around until the end, thank you very much. I truly appreciate it. For anybody that was able to super chat or send in a donation, I do appreciate that as well. Like Fight and I have always said, the only way that we're able to continue doing what we're doing is through the support from guys like you, from people like you, whether it be memberships, Patreon, donating during premieres and live streams, or simply sharing the stream, simply sharing the video. I have the hugest favor to ask you guys, okay? I'm going to be putting out those Flat Earth videos, the Spiritual Soul video, the Nathan Thompson video, the Woke Town video. I'm going to do all that. And here's what's going to happen. You're going to see that video and you're going to say, I've already seen that. No, you haven't. You haven't seen it. Go watch it again. Give it a thumbs up. That's the only way it's going to happen. It's going to work. Maybe, you know what I'll do? Here's what I'll do. I had such a great time doing the reading your comments video. For each one of those videos I put out, I will do a dedicated reading your comments. That way, you guys know that there's going to be something supplemental coming with that video. So I will do that, and I will guarantee you that for each one of them, I'll only do one video a week. I'm not going to put them all out at one time. I'll do one video a week. I'll do the comments on that video just so you have something supplemental. So there is a reason for us to put out the video a second time. Outside of that, let's see. Yeah, YouTube is fine with Team showing himself in front of children in a mankini. Yeah, exactly. YouTube is inconsistent. Let's see. After party at Team Skeptic After Dark. Come watch him die. Yes, go over there. That link that Bellacharge just shared, that is my gaming channel. We do all kinds of fuckery over there. It's a lot of fun. But Sean, would you have anything else you'd like to say, sir?
Well, if you're gonna go do an after show, I was gonna stream a game called Maneater just so I can be a shark for a while.
No, go ahead.
But if you're gonna be doing
No, go ahead. I don't have anything planned, and I'm exhausted, so I may not even get on the After Dark channel. Besides, I got to see if I have anybody that even wants to get on there with us. Ilya Moon! Oh my God, she spent $5 to flaunt me. Thank you, Ilya. Let me flaunt me too. Oh my God, I did this in the wrong window. Let me go over here in this window. I'm gonna flaunt myself as well. No! Why is it doing this? I hate YouTube, guys. I mean, I love YouTubing. I love being a YouTuber, but I hate their just the lack of functionality, the lack of responsible functionality of making something happen that you want to happen. God damn it. See, like that. That took too long to put 20 goddamn mankini memes up. I should have been able to click my mankini button 20 times and click send, and it should have happened that fucking fast. But I didn't. But alright. Oh, one more super chat.
Let me do this. Let me do this because I've seen conflicting things in chat on what they want me to stream. I've had calls for Red Dead. I've had calls to Sea Shark. So let's do a quick vote. 1 for Red Dead, 2 for the Shark game. So we'll do that. And we'll see where that goes. Yeah, I'm going to stream tonight. So,
well,
yeah.
Good, you should.
One for Red Dead, 1 for the Sharks. Or 2 for the Sharks, sorry.
Is there anything else you'd like to add, sir?
No, I'm good.
Alright. Time for what everybody assumes is going to be a fail. This is not going to be a fail. I actually have something set up for you guys.
Oh, you're going to cheat, okay.
No, it's not. I'm not going to cheat. I'm telling you now that I'm not ending it when I want to end it on purpose. To do something that somebody said in my comment video was going to happen. Somebody said eventually one day Team Skeptic's going to do his and I'm out and he's going to fall over backwards. Well, looky here, guys. I want to show y'all something, okay? I got one of those PewDiePie chairs that, you know what I'm saying? So,
means.
So, tonight we'll be going, like that. Oh my God, I almost fell. Straight up. This chair is not supposed to fucking fall, so we make sure I don't bust my knee on my fucking new desk and destroy shit. Alright. So guys, thank you for coming out tonight. Thank you so much. Oh, Carrie Oliver, I'm sorry I almost missed your 3333. Yes, sir. Thumbs up. Everybody, thumbs the fuck up. Also, again, those new videos that come out, I'm going to need thumbs up. I'm going to need your support. I'm going to need your help. This is not a one-man solo effort. This is a team effort. And you guys are my online street team. I need thumbs up. I need shares. I need Facebook posts. I need Twitter posts. I need Reddit posts. All you guys that want to help out, that just, you know, with COVID, I don't blame anybody for not being able to support. I don't blame anybody outside of COVID for not wanting to support, not seeing that as a viable means of support. There's lots of people who don't have the means to do that, or do have the means because they don't do stuff like that. I mean, there's all kinds of different philosophies that people have, but one philosophy you can never abandon is that if you want to help me out, there are ways of helping me out. You don't have to do it monetarily. You can just do it by sharing it on Reddit. Go piss off a flat earther. Go take my next video, which is a flat earth video by Awakened Reality. 2 videos planned. One flat earth video. I have also a video called Plandemic, and I'm going to debunk a virologist, a professional virologist. I'm going to debunk her point by point, and it's not going to be a funny video. It's not going to be, I mean, there'll be jokes in it, but it's not going to be a comical video. It's going to be proving that this lady doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about, and she's posing dangerous ideas. She's telling people to do dangerous things. So that is one of my next upcoming videos. That's where the Patreon and members list will be, is a more well-researched video. But other than that, man, I've talked to him. This time, get out. I'm Team Skeptic. Oh, it worked.
Man, there's a fail.
No, I can get to it fast enough. Look, I bet you I did.
She got away. The defenses. She had help. So many of her order were corrupt. I will gather any who remain loyal here and protect them. You, please, go put a stop to this madness.
Falconeye, secure this chamber. The barrier protecting Auchenbeam is asunder. It's too far away. A foul force has penetrated these sacred chambers. Scout ahead while we establish a foothold. That target. Something first. I'm out of range. I don't have a target.
street signs are something that you should just be able to look at a glance and know exactly what it means. So in the EU, across the board, most of the signs are generally the same, but in the US, we have some different signs. So a lot of Americans don't know the meaning of some of these European signs based on cultural differences, unclear meaning based on what Americans are used to, or they may just be signs that are completely different than we have in the US. So that's what we're going to talk about today in our video, 7 unique street signs that we had never seen before moving to Germany.
Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. I am Donnie, and that was my wife, Aubrey, and we are 2 Americans currently living in Germany, and we are sharing all of our experiences living here along with all of our travels here on this channel. And we're going to kick this episode off with one of Germany's most famous street signs, and then we're going to move into some of the more obscure ones as we get to the end. So let's go. So here we are on the world famous German Autobahn. Now when Americans think of the Autobahn, they have 2 common misconceptions about it. One, they think that the German Autobahn is one single road that is just world famous in Germany. And 2, they also think that it is just a road with absolutely no speed limits and you can just drive however fast you want to on it. The 2 things wrong with that is, 1, the Autobahn is just the translation for what we would call in the US highways or interstates, and the Autobahn is a huge network of roads throughout Germany. 2, in recent years there have been more and more speed limits put on the Autobahn in different sections, but that is only until you see one of those signs. So in the US, our speed limit signs look like this. And speed limits can vary based off different variables, or each state can set their own max speed limit, generally around 70 to 75 miles per hour. And what we don't have in the US are the 3 black lines across the sign like we have here in Germany and in Europe as a whole. And those 3 black diagonal lines on signs mean the end to a zone. That could be a speed zone, that could be a passing zone, etc. But here on the Autobahn, if you have a white circle sign with 3 black diagonals, that's the end to all zones, and you can just take off and go at whatever speed you want.
Now we are going to slow it way down and talk about a sign that is confusing because of the translation of a particular word on it. We've talked about the different usage of the word frei in another episode and how it pertains to a parking garage and it meaning spaces are available in Germany and meaning parking doesn't cost anything in the US. But there is also this sign. This sign is confusing to Americans, at least to us and a few others that we know, because here this word frei means that bikes are permitted in this area, almost like they are free and have the right to roam this area. However, whenever we read this word free, we don't think no charge this time, but instead keep this area free of bikes. And therefore our mind thinks you aren't permitted to have bikes here. Every time I see one of these signs, I step off, I get off my bike, I get back on, then I get off and I get back on because I'm trying to remember which line of thinking is correct in this situation.
So these next signs are some that were actually a little bit alarming when we very first saw them because there are tanks on them. And we thought we were seeing these in our area because we have a lot of military bases around us. But turns out we've actually found these in other cities as well. And these are NATO load capacity signs. So these signs are in a lot of NATO countries in which they need to have roadways and bridges marked so that military vehicles can know what they can handle. So they will have either a tracked or a non-tracked sign that will have a class number on it, and then from those they can tell if they will be able to pass on the road or bridge that they are approaching. A lot of people get it confused with speed limits or actually weight limits, but turns out there's neither of those, but they are class numbers. So a vehicle will receive a class number either based off of weight, axle numbers, width of the vehicles, etc. And then off of those numbers, they can give it a class number and they can know if they actually can pass on those roadways or not.
When driving down a main road, we've seen many signs along the road with a yellow triangle. This sign indicates that you're on a priority road, meaning that other cars have to yield to you. In the US, most of the times, you know that you're on the main priority road because there aren't yield signs, stop signs, etc. telling you to avoid the other traffic. So by there not being a sign, you know that you don't have to yield to other traffic. In Germany, they do have these other signs as well, but this was the first time we saw a sign with the sole purpose of indicating who has the priority at some sort of an intersection.
Hauptstraße.
One of our absolute favorite things about
Main
living
road.
in Germany has
That's
been
basic.
hearing
I think
the
that
church
thing
bells
is
ringing
called
every single
main
day
road.
from the churches in the town, city, or village centers.
Doesn't really
And
have
also,
a
as we've been
name.
driving around, especially in our area in Germany, we have seen, as we've been entering into different villages or towns, signs that show when the church services are for the churches in the middle of that town. This is something we definitely do not have in the US because we have a very strong separation of church and state. So you're not going to find some kind of government paid sign that shows when the church services are. Whenever we have seen these signs here in Germany, we will often find two different signs that will show the Catholic services and also the Protestant services for those two different churches if they are two different ones. The specific part of the US that we come from is known as the Bible Belt. And in Oklahoma alone, we have over 4,400 churches. So also you have a ton of churches, a ton of different service times, and so they all will have their own sign that shows their service times. In Germany, you have the same thing. So if you come into a village and you see those service times, these are talking about like the main church in the middle of the town or village. But there still are other churches in the area. They're just going to have their own service times posted on their own signs that you can also go to if you want to.
Whenever we bought our car, we had to go get our license plates as well as a little sticker indicating the emission levels from our car. One of the reasons for this, we found out, is because of a little thing called an Umwelt zone. In many cities, they will have a sign on the road leading in, and at a certain point, these signs will show you what vehicles are allowed to drive in the cities based on the emissions of the vehicle. They will show the color of the sticker that is allowed into, with many cities only allowing lower emission vehicles with a green sticker in them. There are also a lot of cities that now don't allow diesel vehicles to drive through the city anymore. Umwelt is the German word for environment, and we have had some people explain these zones are for the health of the people living in these more downtown areas or large cities. Some say it's for environmental purposes, or maybe it's for all of the above. Nonetheless, we've never seen a sign in the US that restricts what types of vehicles are allowed to be driven inside of parts of the country or cities.
This next sign was one of the most obscure ones whenever we first moved here, and it wasn't until last night when I finally legit looked up what it was that I finally figured out exactly what the sign was telling us, and that's this one. I really don't like the design of this sign because you kind of have this kid floating here playing, you have a car barreling towards this family, you have this house just hanging out on the side, and then you have like this snake shape off on the side as well. So this sign itself, to me, doesn't really depict what the message is trying to get across is completely. Whenever we first saw it, we kind of got the idea that this is telling us this is like a neighborhood. You're supposed to drive carefully and slowly whenever you're driving down here because there may be kids or families at play. And that is exactly what the sign is telling us. Basically what it's saying is if you're driving through this area, you have to drive at walking pace because children are allowed to play freely in the streets here as well, and parking is also limited to very specific spots here if parking is allowed at all because it's supposed to be free for play. We have signs like this kind of in the US that a lot of times get made fun of because they look like this and they basically say slow children at play. And whenever you look at those signs, they get a lot of jokes made about them, obviously because of the grammar with those signs and how they say slow children at play. But it's getting the same message across as these. I just don't think either signs really do a great job at saying what they are trying to actually say.
And like we said, we know that some of these signs are not just unique to Germany, but can be found in other countries as well. But these are the ones that really stuck out to us as we moved here from the US. And we know there are other signs that also can be confusing whenever you first move here, but we will get to those later.
So thanks much for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button and also subscribe. And definitely hit that bell icon because you can be notified every single time we upload a new video. We don't want you to miss any of our experiences living here in Germany and all of our travels. We will see you in our next video.
Cheers.
NATO load capacity signs. Vary based off a different what's the word?
Okay.
Take 4, maybe 5. Action. Or government sign that show when there are church services in their cities very often. Ever. We have heard a lot. No, we haven't heard. We haven't heard the signs. We've seen the signs. Action.
But these are the ones that really stuck to
They stuck to us.
stuck to us.
Okay, I'm not gonna have it go that long. Yeah.
Street signs are something that you should just be able to look at a glance and know exactly what it means. So in the EU, across the board, most of the signs are generally the same, but in the US, we have some different signs. So a lot of Americans don't know the meaning of some of these European signs based on cultural differences, unclear meaning based on what Americans are used to, or they may just be signs that are completely different than we have in the US. So that's what we're going to talk about today in our video, 7 unique street signs that we had never seen before moving to Germany.
Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. I am Donnie, and that was my wife, Aubrey, and we are 2 Americans currently living in Germany, and we are sharing all of our experiences living here along with all of our travels here on this channel. And we're going to kick this episode off with one of Germany's most famous street signs, and then we're going to move into some of the more obscure ones as we get to the end. So let's go. So here we are on the world famous German Autobahn. Now when Americans think of the Autobahn, they have 2 common misconceptions about it. One, they think that the German Autobahn is one single road that is just world famous in Germany. And 2, they also think that it is just a road with absolutely no speed limits and you can just drive however fast you want to on it. The 2 things wrong with that is, 1, the Autobahn is just the translation for what we would call in the US highways or interstates, and the Autobahn is a huge network of roads throughout Germany. 2, in recent years there have been more and more speed limits put on the Autobahn in different sections, but that is only until you see one of those signs. So in the US, our speed limit signs look like this. And speed limits can vary based off different variables, or each state can set their own max speed limit, generally around 70 to 75 miles per hour. And what we don't have in the US are the 3 black lines across the sign like we have here in Germany and in Europe as a whole. And those 3 black diagonal lines on signs mean the end to a zone. That could be a speed zone, that could be a passing zone, etc. But here on the Autobahn, if you have a white circle sign with 3 black diagonals, that's the end to all zones, and you can just take off and go at whatever speed you want.
Now we are going to slow it way down and talk about a sign that is confusing because of the translation of a particular word on it. We've talked about the different usage of the word frei in another episode and how it pertains to a parking garage and it meaning spaces are available in Germany, and meaning parking doesn't cost anything in the US. But there is also this sign. This sign is confusing to Americans, at least to us and a few others that we know, because here this word frei means that bikes are permitted in this area, almost like they are free and have the right to roam this area. However, whenever we read this word free, we don't think no charge this time, but instead keep this area free of bikes, and therefore our mind thinks you aren't permitted to have bikes here. Every time I see one of these signs, I step off, I get off my bike, I get back on, then I get off and I get back on, because I'm trying to remember which line of thinking is correct in this situation.
Hey guys, and welcome back. Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. I am Donnie and my wife is Aubrey. We are 2 Americans currently living in Germany, and on this channel we share all of our experiences in Germany along with all of our travels that we do throughout Germany and the entire world. Normally we make videos about all those experiences together and put those out on Saturdays completely in English, but sometimes on Wednesdays I like to do videos where I speak completely in German because I am currently learning German. And if you want to check those videos out, you can go ahead and just click the link above and you'll be able to see those videos where I do that. And I do that because I want to practice my speaking more and really get better at communicating. And you guys have been so helpful in teaching me how I am not pronouncing things particularly right and how I can improve. But as you can tell, today I am obviously speaking in English. And that's because I'm wanting to reach a little bit of a wider audience today rather than just German speakers. because today I wanted to talk more about German music. Music that I've been using to help me learn, not English, German. Music that I've been using to help me learn German, because it really is a great way to not just hear someone speaking normally at different speeds and the way that they use different inflections on words. And so it's caused me to hear words a little bit easier and also comprehend them. And I also just really have enjoyed this music in general. Even before I was learning German, there were some of these bands that I had listened to that I already really enjoyed just because the music's really good. And this is something that doesn't really penetrate into the US market very much, which is German music. And that's kind of why I want to do this video in English and not in German, because I want to be able to share with other people that are English speaking that there's a lot of really good German music out there, and you don't have to speak German to enjoy it. And even sometimes here in Germany, when I get in the car and I listen to the radio, I really only hear a lot of English or even just American music, and then they'll have one or two German songs thrown into the mix every once in a while. And sometimes I will listen to the radio station here in our region, SWR 4, and they play German music, but honestly, it's not always the best kind of German music. And so today I'm hoping to shed light on German music in my video, my top 5 favorite German bands, not in any particular order, and potentially not even the best bands in Germany, but 5 that I really enjoy. And so this first band that I want to talk about is one that is probably going to get a lot of eye rolls, and a lot of people are going to be annoyed by that it's on this list because they're probably tired of a lot of Americans always talking about this band, because this is actually one German band that really has gained the attention of a lot of American listeners, and that is the band Rammstein. Rammstein is a hard rock band that really a ton of Americans already know about because they are so over the top. They're super hardcore. Their shows are supposedly just spectacular. You can see their videos on YouTube, and there's tons of fire involved and lots of pyrotechnics. And also the image is just one that sparks a lot of curiosity. And also a lot of their music kind of fits the stereotype of what a lot of Americans think about the German language. It's pretty harsh and rough sounding, and a lot of Americans I think kind of gravitate towards that because it is so just stereotypical of that aspect, and they really grab onto it. And I remember a lot of times in high school or even in college, before sporting events or different times that a bunch of guys were getting together and wanting to get pumped up, we would blast Rammstein to try to get us going, and it's really good at doing that. And even with the language barrier, pretty much all of their music is going to be in German. There's a couple of small English lyrics here and there, but for the most part, it's all in German. And so whenever we're listening to it, we don't understand what the song is, but we still get really motivated by it. And that's something that I really enjoyed about this band, is that for one of the very first times, it didn't matter what the song was saying or what the lyrics were trying to get across. It was all just the music that really moved us all, and therefore we just really enjoyed listening to it. Now, Rammstein is a band that I have to mention isn't super child friendly when it comes to a lot of their music videos, but their music is still super intense and really fun to listen to, and they're usually pretty simple lyrics and they're fun word plays, like their song Du Hast, which can be really fun and challenging whenever you're trying to learn German, because you have to listen for those nuances in the words to figure out exactly what the lyrics mean. And so it can be a fun challenge for you because you can usually understand what they're saying, but you think you understand what the meaning of the word is, but there really is sometimes a second double meaning of the lyrics that they're actually using in their songs. The second artist that I want to talk about is probably the exact opposite of Rammstein. And so if hard rock is not something you're into, you may want to check out Leah. Now Leah, pretty sure it's Leah.
Leah.
Could be Leah. But I think
Of course it's Leah.
Leah is a German pop artist, singer, songwriter combination, and a lot of her music is pretty classic.
Why would you
pop
say
music,
Leah?
here in the
That's
US
not
as
how you
well.
pronounce it in
A lot of her
German.
songs deal with relationships that she's been in and such, but it's really good. She's an incredible singer, and I really think that one of her first #1 hits was in September of 2019, and so she's pretty new, up and coming as well. And so a lot of people may not even have heard of Leah until recently, but she's got a really great voice and really great sound. And one thing that I really like about her music is that it sheds light on the opposite, and I think the more true statement than Rammstein, of how Rammstein's music and the way that they sing the German music is stereotypical of what Americans think the German language sounds like, being harsh and rough. Leah's music is the exact opposite of that. She makes it sound like what it really sounds like in day-to-day talk, where it's really not that rough and harsh whenever you hear it in this tone. A lot of Americans, whenever they are listening to German, it's going to be in certain contexts, like historical Adolf Hitler speeches or Rammstein music, so therefore they have that perception of the language being extremely harsh. But Leia, now I've switched it to Leia. Is it Leah or Leia? Let me know.
Leia.
Leah or Leia. If it's Leah, type out #1. If it's Leia, put 2. That way I can make sure I'm actually pronouncing it correctly. But her music really has a softness to it, and I think that the German language really does have whenever you're just speaking casual, everyday conversation, which is great, and it's really nice to listen to, and it's really easy to understand as well. Her lyrics are very clear when she sings them, and so for me, whenever I was learning, it's really great to hear her because she also uses some slang or colloquial language that you'll hear in everyday language that you can hear in her music and very clearly understand. So you can look them up if you don't know them, and then learn to be able to understand what her lyrics are talking about. So definitely check out Leah, because her music is, I think, really great music. Even if you don't understand the language, it's really great beats and songs that you can enjoy no matter what. Another genre of music that I really enjoy listening to is reggae music. And so I've listened to reggae music a lot in the past, but here recently, something that really surprised me was whenever I came across the genre of music, German reggae. Those are two worlds that I had never thought I could combine into one thing that I enjoy. I love Germany, I love reggae music, and putting them together, I never would have thought of that combination. But once I discovered it, it really kind of works. It's really entertaining to listen to. And one of the first artists that I came across was Gentleman, and he has a really great selection of music that you can listen to. It's all in English, so it's not going to help with your German learning if that's what you're looking for. But the second band that I really enjoyed listening to once I discovered this genre of music was the band Seed. Seed isn't strictly a reggae band, a German reggae band. They also have some other types of hits that I wouldn't really define as reggae, but they're a band that's been around since the 90s, and they are really entertaining to listen to. Even though Seed has been around since I think 98 specifically, they're still pumping out a lot of music that is still really quite popular on the charts here in Germany. And they do a lot of their music that are completely in German, so it's really great to practice that way. But because they also have that reggae tone in their voices whenever they sing sometimes, it kind of produces a new sound that has pushed me to really listen to their lyrics a little bit more closely and have to understand words with that different tone to it so that I can actually comprehend it. You know, I get used to hearing certain words and certain voices or even certain Aussprache. What is Aussprache? Certain I know the German word Aussprache, but what's the English word? You have a Texas or a Southern accent. But I'm used to hearing people talking with certain accents sometimes even, and so I'm used to a word sounding one specific way. But whenever I got into this style of music, the reggae kind of sound to it, and their voices when they sing it this way, I've had to force myself to learn a different way that certain words can be pronounced. And so that's been a really great practice, listening to them, along with the fact that it's just a completely different genre that I had never heard of, but I really have enjoyed checking out. So the band Seed. These last two bands that I have on my list, I actually found from videos from music festivals. And so these bands I really enjoyed watching them perform live and all the energy from the crowds and everything that they had inside these concerts. And so the first one of these two that I'm talking about is the band Wir sind Helden, which translates to We Are Heroes. Wir sind Helden is a band that was from the early 2000s, so it's got an early 2000s pop band sound to it. I think maybe part of the reason why I enjoyed them so much is because I really enjoy early 2000s pop music, but I also really enjoyed just the atmosphere from these live concerts that I was watching them perform in whenever I first discovered them, and that kind of carried over into the rest of the music that I was listening to from them that I really enjoyed. And also for someone learning German, again, they're a great band because the lyrics are very simple and very simple to understand when they're singing them, which makes it easy for me to be able to follow along and again expand my vocabulary as I listen to the lyrics they are singing. This band is a band that has a female lead singer, so I really like, again, Wir sind Helden, because whenever she sings, it kind of is a polished German. I think to me it's not so rough, it's very much like, again, everyday kind of German language, and whenever you listen to this band, it doesn't come across as this harsh language. It's a very beautiful language whenever they're singing it. So I would definitely check them out. It's a fun early 2000s pop band that I really enjoyed, and it's very simple and easy to follow and listen to. The last artist that I'm talking about on this list is from, again, a completely different genre as all the rest of the bands and artists that I've been talking about in this video, and it's the German rapper Alligator. This is an artist that I have really enjoyed listening to, and just like I said, I found him on some of his videos from the music festivals that he was performing in, and there was tons of energy in the crowd, and he seems to put on a really fun show. He really seems like a big character. If you watch his performances or even his music videos, there's a lot of comedy bits that he seems to fit into his music videos that are really fun to watch, and his music is really, really good. I personally am not really much of a fan of the genre of rap when it comes to the music. There are some songs that I'll like every now and then, so I'm not completely opposed to it, but it's not really the sort of music that I'm going to seek after whenever I'm wanting to listen to music very often. But his rap also isn't really like gangster rap or like really hardcore rap. It's not a lot of times like rapid fire word rap like Eminem in the US. I really don't know exactly how to describe it since I'm not much into the genre of music, but his music is really entertaining and fun to listen to, and it's just kind of a light-hearted, entertaining version of rap. But what I've also enjoyed about it is because it is rap, it is a little bit more of a challenge to try to catch the words that he's saying. And also what I enjoy about it is whenever it comes to English rap, since a lot of it is really fast rhyming of words, I've enjoyed seeing that in German and seeing that expansion of the vocabulary being used there to get those rhymes and the rhythm of the music. So Alligator is an artist that I would recommend.
Alligator.
A little bit more of a challenge.
Oh my god.
German music. For me, that's what I've enjoyed.
Now I got it.
Just...
He said, I was totally confused. He said alligator. Oh, it's the gangster version of alligator in German. Alligator. And yes, alligator is awesome. But he's just talking bullshit 24/7, and that's what he does. I didn't really listen to what he had to say about him. I was just like in chat and hating on my damage dealers.
His entertaining music videos that I've really enjoyed watching, and so yeah, Alligator, fun music.
Alligator.
So those are 5 bands. Seed. These last 2 bands that I have on my list, I actually found from videos from music festivals, and so these bands I really enjoyed watching them perform live and all the energy from the crowds and everything that they had inside these concerts. And so the first one of these 2 that I'm talking about is the band Wir sind Helden, which translates to We Are Heroes. Wir sind Helden is a band that was from the early 2000s, so it's got an early 2000s pop band sound to it. I think maybe part of the reason why I enjoyed them so much is because I really enjoy early 2000s pop music, but I also really enjoyed just the atmosphere from these live concerts that I was watching them performing whenever I first discovered them, and that kind of carried over into the rest of the music that I was listening to from them that I really enjoyed. And also for someone learning German, again, they're a great band because the lyrics are very simple and very simple to understand when they're singing them, which makes it easy for me to be able to follow along and again expand my vocabulary as I listen to the lyrics that they are singing. This band is a band that has a female lead singer, so I really like, again, Wir sind Helden, because whenever she sings, it kind of is a polished German, I think, to me. It's not so rough, it's very much like, again, everyday kind of German language, and whenever you listen to this band, it doesn't come across as this harsh language. It's a very beautiful language whenever they're singing it. So I would definitely check them out. It's a fun early 2000s pop band that I really enjoyed, and it's very simple and easy to follow and listen to. The last artist that I'm talking about on this list is from, again, a completely different genre as all the rest of the bands and artists that I've been talking about in this video, and it's the German rapper Alligator. This is an artist that I've really enjoyed listening to, and just like I said, I found him on some of his videos from the music festivals that he was performing in, and there was tons of energy in the crowd, and he seems to put on a really fun show. He really seems like a big character. If you watch his performances or even his music videos, there's a lot of comedy bits that he seems to fit into his music videos that are really fun to watch. And his music is really, really good. I personally am not really much of a fan of the genre of rap when it comes to the music. There are some songs that I'll like every now and then, so I'm not completely opposed to it, but it's not really the sort of music that I'm going to seek after whenever I'm wanting to listen to music very often. But his rap also isn't really like gangster rap or like
not at all.
Rap. It's not.
He's just talking
like
bullshit.
Fire word rap like Eminem in the U.S. I really don't know exactly how to describe it since I'm not much into the genre of music. But his music is really entertaining and fun to listen to, and it's just kind of a light-hearted, entertaining version of rap. But what I've also enjoyed about it is because it is rap, it is a little bit more of a challenge to try to catch the words that he's saying. And also what I enjoy about it is whenever it comes to English rap, since a lot of it is really fast rhyming of words, I've enjoyed seeing that in German and seeing that expansion of the vocabulary being used there to get those rhymes and the rhythm of the music. So Alligator is an artist that I would recommend if you want a little bit more of a challenge when you're listening to German music. For me, that's what I've enjoyed it most for, along with just his entertaining music videos that I've really enjoyed watching. And so, yeah, Alligator. Fun music. So those are 5 bands that I have really enjoyed listening to, one even before I started learning German, and the rest of them since I've been learning German to practice my German more. But I would highly recommend you guys to check them out if you haven't ever checked out these bands specifically, or just German music in general. But this is all brand new to me. I have never listened to German music this much before, and so I've just been listening to one, and then if I get the suggestion of another one, I'll check them out and just go from that way. So it's a really slow process of discovering new German music for me. So I need more suggestions. I need more music to listen to and to help improve my German and just listen to all sorts of different styles. So if you have your favorite German band, leave those in the comments below so that I can check them out and then hopefully expand my German music repertoire. So I would really enjoy it if you guys did that. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and also subscribe so you can keep up with more of our adventures. We would love to share all of our experiences and our travels with you. Thanks so much for watching. Because today I'm doing a little bit of a... Because today I want... Kind of loud. Doing dishes back there. SRW4. There's a couple of small English lyrics you may hear here. Leah is Leah or Leia. Definitely check out Leia. Another musical genre that I really enjoy to listen to. What? And again, the energy that he was...
I can't attack that target. I don't have a target.
Slay these intruders!
Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. I am Donnie and my wife is Aubrey. We are two Americans currently living in Germany, and on this channel we share all of our experiences in Germany along with all of our travels that we do throughout Germany and the entire world. Normally we make videos about all those experiences together and put those out on Saturdays completely in English, but sometimes on Wednesdays I like to do videos where I speak completely in German because I am currently learning German. And if you want to check those videos out, you can go ahead and just click the link above and you'll be able to see those videos where I do that. And I do that because I want to practice my speaking more and really get better at communicating. And you guys have been so helpful in teaching me how I am not pronouncing things particularly right and how I can improve. But as you can tell, today I am obviously speaking in English. And that's because I'm wanting to reach a little bit of a wider audience today rather than just German speakers. Because today I wanted to talk more about German music. Music that I've been using to help me learn, not English, German. Music that I've been using to help me learn German because it really is a great way to not just hear someone speaking normally at different speeds and the way that they use different inflections on words. And so it's caused me to hear words a little bit easier and also comprehend them. And I also just really have enjoyed this music in general. Even before I was learning German, there were some of these bands that I had listened to that I already really enjoyed just because the music's really good. And this is something that doesn't really penetrate into the US market very much, which is German music. And that's kind of why I want to do this video in English and not in German, because I want to be able to share with other people that are English speaking that there's a lot of really good German music out there and you don't have to speak German to enjoy it. And even sometimes here in Germany when I get in the car and I listen to the radio, I really only hear a lot of English or even just American music, and they'll have one or two German songs thrown into the mix every once in a while. And sometimes I will listen to the radio station here in our
shit. What? Ah, nice.
What needs done? Sleep with one eye open. The job's not done yet. look to the shadows. I thought I saw you glance in my direction.
Charles? Charlie!
I'm being creative. Now, if you'll excuse me, I still have some work to do.
Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like some sausages? Daddy, would you like some sausage?
But first, a message from our sponsor.
You know what's BS? Having a wallet packed to the brim like George Costanza. But like any other problem from the 90s, it was solved with sleek slabs of futuristic alloys bound by synthetic fibers. It's Ridge Wallets! Ridge Wallets! Pack up to 12 cards into a variety of wallet styles and colors, like this black carbon fiber. I really love it, and apparently, so do 30,000 others. It even has a lifetime warranty and a 45-day test drive. There are a few money clip options you can attach, so you'll look pretty flush at the local casino or bowling alley. Head on over to ridge.com/Cinemassacre and use code CINEMASSACRE for 10% off your order. Wow. Wow, this sucked.
You didn't like Drop Dead Fred? I loved this movie as a kid. It's like, you know, if you have to explain to someone, it's kind of like Beetlejuice and The Mask kind of comedy combined with like a modern like Jojo Rabbit, like imaginary friend type movie with less Nazis. So I think like this was like my movie as a kid. I loved this VHS tape.
See, I never even heard of, I heard of it when it came out because I remember seeing a trailer, and I remember the trailer showed the scene where he like smashes his face in the fridge. It has like this slapstick physics where his face just flattens, and I remember seeing the trailer and thinking that looked really cool, but ever since then I just forgot what the movie was and could never remember it. I confused it with Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
So, which is a classic.
Yeah, so basically I was always wondering what was that movie I saw with the weird guy who's like getting his face smashed, and I'm glad to have seen it now that the mystery is solved, and that's what the movie was.
Yeah, but it's tough because it did so many things that even things like The Mask and all these other cartoony movies did later, it kind of did first. And I feel like if you didn't, like, you know, I saw this before I saw The Mask or anything, so I was already into, like, the eyes bulging out and all that kind of stuff, or, like, the physics you're talking about, and,
which is one scene, by the way, the face smash, like, which really disappointed me, that never happens again anywhere else in the movie, but...
Yeah, they I don't think they had the budget for that kind of stuff like The Mask did.
It was a good special effect, but it's one scene. They weren't able to, I guess, afford to do that, more often.
Yeah, most of the gags are more like something's flying around the room or something shrinks or gets bigger. Like there are more gags, but they're way more green screeny and kind of shitty looking.
Like when he's chroma keyed and he's like falling down the stairs, like it's just these really weird, like crappy effects. But then they have that one like amazing effect, and you're like whoa, like
yeah, it's definitely trailer bait. But I don't know. I felt this movie was excellent. It has an excellent cast. It has I forgot how you say his name, Rick Mayall. He's a UK actor. Clearly, he was in shows like Bottom, The Young Ones, which is way more adult. Blackadder. He was always in Rowan Atkinson stuff.
What's he like in the others? Because I don't know what his acting.
He's always slapstick and kind of over the top and crazy. He was in a.
This was one of the most annoying characters I've ever seen in a movie.
Well, that's the point. He's like an imaginary friend. You're not supposed to, like, everyone's supposed to hate him except for the girl.
And now, I thought Jim Carrey was annoying the first time I saw him, but then I warmed up to him. So I don't know if it's like an acting style that if I saw more of his stuff, I might know.
Was it his green suit or his orange crazy hair?
The crazy hair. Yeah, hair. What?
Oh, you're distracted. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I tried cutting my own hair because nothing's open. Hold on. Here, this will be less distracting. I'll wear a Blockbuster hat. Recently, he was in Man Down, which is a pretty funny UK show. And yeah, he died, unfortunately, in 2014, I think.
Oh,
he was
really?
like in his 50s. And guys like Alan Rickman and stuff went to his funeral. Like, he was pretty well known in England as an actor. So, yeah, I thought he was great in this, but then he's paired with Phoebe Cates, from Gremlins and Fast Times at Ridgemont High. America's Sweetie. She retired right after this movie and just started having kids and stuff like that. And I think she came back and acted in that Lego Dimension video game because they had like a Gremlin section in 2015. I think it was a Wii U game. I forgot what it was going on, but she came back and did that, but then she kind of disappeared again. So I don't know if we're gonna we're probably not getting a Drop Dead Fred 2. Oh, and fucking Carrie Fisher's in this movie.
Carrie Fisher is in this movie. Yeah,
out of nowhere, as like red short hair. Like when I was a kid, I didn't recognize her, and I knew Star Wars.
She's a main character too. Like she's got a big part in this movie. So I think she's the best actor in the whole movie. He reminded me a lot of the Riddler because he's wearing green and he's got like orange, red hair, and the facial expressions and just really going big with the character. And especially the scene where he has a cane. It's like
which is funny because when he's wearing the tuxedo, that looks like the guys in Dumb and Dumber when they're at the gala as well. It's like they
so
another
it's a Jim
ripoff.
Carrey Riddler, like bringing it all around, full circle here. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't just me because I looked into this. I'm like, is it just me or do I find this guy really annoying in this movie? And it seems like it's very common. Like people always say that this character is like extremely annoying.
I feel like if he's supposed to be annoying, I like that more because he's acting the part.
Like I get that. I get the like supposed to be annoying thing. Like one of my favorite movies, Mad World. Ethel Merman plays a character who's supposed to be annoying, but she's funny. Like she's so funny. But so I don't know what the secret ingredient is. What makes this one jarring to me? It maybe just be like a polarizing thing because like this is one of those movies where if you look it up on Rotten Tomatoes, it has two completely opposite responses. Where I think the critic score is 9% and the audience score is 77%. So it seems the audience looked at it pretty positively, but not the critics.
Yeah. But I guess let's start from we'll just start the plot from the top and just hit the beats. It starts with story time where the mom's putting the girl to bed and she curses her out. It goes to a really cool animated open that's like kids drawing, like killing themselves, which is interesting.
Which was a really cool opening sequence with the crayons and everything. Like that's a cool opening.
We flash forward to the future. Phoebe Cates' character, Elizabeth, which some people call her Lizzie, some people call her Elizabeth. Pretty much she kind of has been catching her husband cheating on her, and her husband's kind of a controlling dickbag. He works at Jaguar. British car company, by the way. Maybe they funded the film. Yeah, and, so she has problems with her husband. She gets fired from her job where she's a court stenographer, which are, the people that take the court reporting. They type it, 300 words a minute or something like that on their special typewriter. So she gets fired from that for being late to her job because someone steals her car and all this crazy stuff happens. So she's pretty much forced to go live back at home because she's out of her husband's apartment and out of whatever. So she goes back to live with her overbearing mother. One thing leads to another, and she re-releases Drop Dead Fred from his captivity inside a pop-up box, which is actually a scary scene. And a few people have recut this movie trailer into a horror movie.
$500 ago, a mystical box was created. The key that unlocked the door to absolute evil.
The evil one reigns supreme! Hello, Jemima. Hello, Angelique. Hello. You're gonna die!
From one generation to the next, the descendants of its creator have been cursed.
I lost my money, my car, my husband.
Give me an axe! No, give me a chainsaw! I'm gonna slice her into tiny pieces!
Okay, this is one of those movies where it jumps back to the childhood and then jumps back to the present day, so it's out of order. And sometimes that works.
I will say there are a lot of clever flashbacks where they show the little girl's hair being cut and then they wake up and she's in bed and she cut all her hair off and stuff like that. They do a lot of clever edits in this, but I understand if it could be annoying at times.
Yeah, I think if you're going to jump back and forth between two timelines, you better have a good reason and it better work. Because when it works well, it's great. But when it doesn't, like, you know, I feel like I would have rather have seen her as a kid first, show us who Fred is, explain that he's an imaginary friend, and let's just see what her relationship with him is like, and then let's see her as an adult, and then when he comes back, it would make more sense. But instead, you just have no explanation, and then she meets this friend, Mickey, who like starts talking about all these memories of like pranks and stuff that used to happen as kids, and then she just randomly says, "Drop Dead Fred." And at first, I didn't know like the character was named Drop Dead Fred. I just thought she was telling somebody named Fred to drop dead. I'm like, what is this? What's going on here? And eventually it all comes together, but I just thought that was a really shitty, sloppy way to introduce the whole thing.
Which, you know, it's funny, like I watched a lot of the alternative cut to this film and stuff like that, like the bonus features and what was on the floor and whatever. And there's so many scenes with that guy and the girl who becomes her future husband or whatever, and they were childhood friends, and his daughter gets Drop Dead Fred implanted into her brain or whatever the hell it is. There's a lot of scenes with that and the husband and stuff like that, and stuff with her as a kid. So I feel like this thing was cut more out of order than it would have been. I'm not sure. I think this movie, you know, people are rebooting a lot of stupid shit. I think they should reboot Drop Dead Fred. I'm ready for that. Pretty much Drop Dead Fred starts ruining her life and her mom's life. You know, they get the dog poo all over the room, which is funny. You have the scenes where he's getting his face slammed in the fridge like you were talking about, as his neck's getting pulled out all the way. He does a recurring joke where he keeps going under girls' skirts, which probably wouldn't fly nowadays.
And that's also the scene where they use the eye bug out, which this was before the mask, so they didn't have the special effects to pull it off as well. But, if you go from the mask to Drop Dead Fred, it's, the effects don't hold up.
And basically you find out that Drop Dead Fred, as soon as he makes her happy, like she's happy again, he'll like go back and disappear. I'm not sure what he's been doing this whole time. I guess he's been trapped in that box, kept away from the other imaginary friends and whatnot. So yeah, he just has to make her happy, then he's gone. Then the whole story's told in flashbacks. You know, she sneezes all the time because she has allergies, and it blows him around the room, which is fun. There's a lot of hijinks in the film. And I guess that leads to the next plot point where she's going to win Charles, her husband, the douchebag guy, back, who's still cheating on her with that Annabelle girl that you see later. And she's going to do this by sweeping him off his feet at the wine gala that he's running, because I guess he runs a wine gala. And for a while, she decides to sleep at on her friend's houseboat, which is Carrie Fisher. And this is the first time I ever knew what a houseboat was when I was a kid, because I didn't know that was a thing. And nowadays, I go to a bunch of marinas and stuff with Ryan, and we do boat stuff randomly, and we see them all the time now. But back then, a houseboat was like weird, and one thing leads to another, and of course, Drop Dead Fred and her sink it when they're trying to chase down Charles in a boat, which may or not have been him. And there's a great alternative scene where she's swimming in the water as the boat's sinking, like to get away, and he's walking on the water like fucking Jesus, like having fun as she's like trying not to drown. So after the houseboat sinks and blah, 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 Phoebe Cates decides to go on a date with the guy she knew in the past, who ends up being her boyfriend in the future. And they destroy an Italian restaurant, which is actually pretty funny, because no one can see, like, she has a wine glass or water glass, whatever, and Drop Dead Fred, like, jerks her arm, she, like, throws it across the room, and they start throwing plates around, and he starts getting into it, not knowing who Drop Dead Fred is, like, she's just crazy, and he really wants to be with her, so he keeps, like, trashing the place, because it's funny.
They definitely pull that joke a lot, which is a funny gag sometimes, where, like, she's in the restaurant, and Fred is making her do all this stuff. The movie that always comes to my mind where that gag is pulled off like perfectly is Abbott and Costello meet the Invisible Man. That's really funny. Which you know what? I love the concept actually. I like the idea that she had this imaginary friend as a kid, and then this imaginary friend comes back as an adult when she's having like some kind of crisis or whatever. So I kind of like the concept a little bit, and I especially really loved one scene where all the imaginary friends were together, where like she goes to a psychologist, and it's a child psychologist, but she's like an adult going to see the psychologist, and then there's like a waiting room where everybody, all the other parents are sitting around waiting, and all the imaginary friends are all playing with each other, like only they can see each other, and everybody else is just sitting there in their seats like casually while this whole circus is going on.
Yeah, and there's an alternative ending kind of scenes where he brings her to a dimension of imaginary friends, much like Little Monsters when Fred Savage goes, Howie Mandel's character brings him to the world like that, or like Monsters Inc. where Boo, the little girl's in the world with the doors and stuff like that. I don't know what they were trying to build with that. They cut it all out of the movie. They get these magic green pills that if she takes them, this is a time before kids were given a ton of pills and Ritalin and ADHD and imaginary friend stuff and all that kind of stuff and mental health things that are so prevalent nowadays. So, as a kid, I didn't really understand what was going on, but if she takes every pill she takes a whole bottle. If he takes the last one, Fred disappears completely. I don't know if that means if he's really dead, if he's sent back to the other reality where the imaginary friends live, or what happens, but she'll never see him again. But she doesn't want to do that yet. The mom hires this big, scary, like German, like nurse kind of woman to keep her in the house. Of course, she escapes with the guy. She eventually goes to the wine gala and gets Charles back, who then she like screws things up against by making like a mud pie for dinner, and she can't get Fred out of her mind, kind of a thing. But when she finds out Charles is yet again cheating on him with that Annabelle girl, the no panties girl from the gala. I guess she just wants to get away from there, and he takes her away to a surreal, scary reality of her old house or something.
And then it goes into like Tim Burton land at the end, where she's like all the warped like doorways and everything.
Well, that's why I say it's very Beetlejuice-like. And even in the there's an alternative ending where it shows them putting like her future daughter to bed, and there's like a Drop Dead Fred pop-up book, and I think they use scratch music, and they totally used the Beetlejuice theme for that scene, I guess, so they can like, hey, this is what we're kind of looking forward to the composer. So Beetlejuice was definitely in mind when they made this film.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has that. It's the same type of character where it's like a ghost almost, where one's a ghost, one's an imaginary friend, but that's like wisecracking and like really weird and like high strung and like, and I really thought about it, compared it to other characters of that nature. I'm like, why was this one so much more annoying than the others? Like, I don't know. And even those, I think they all took a warm up period. Like I think even seeing Beetlejuice for the first time, I was like, whoa, like what the hell is this guy all about?
Is it because he's British? Is that what this is about, James?
Hey, my DNA results, I'm 60% British, so...
Oh, so you're allowed to make fun of other British people. I get it.
I mean, I love British comedy. I love, Monty Python.
Yeah. Oh, this Rick Mayall guy definitely feels like a Monty Python regular, in my opinion.
Yeah, like, I think he's a capable actor. Like, if you put him in something else... Well, like I said, I haven't seen his other stuff, so maybe I'd like that.
But yeah, I want to talk about the surreal moments, because that's where the interesting parts of the movie come in. When she goes to the house that's bigger than it is, because it's supposed to be like her seeing it as a child would. When you go back to some place you saw as a kid, it's much smaller than it was because you're much bigger, kind of a thing. And she has to pretty much fight her demons, like her husband, who's, they make his stupid car fly away when they rip out the hood ornament. Standing up to the mother. It's a lot of scenes about standing up to people, having an alter ego, standing up to yourself and kind of forgetting the past, kind of a thing, and moving forward. And she was using Drop Dead Fred as a crutch, but now she can speak out on her own, kind of a thing. So that's why I'm not really sure if it's more for kids or for adults, because it's a very like kid message. So
yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Fred that I'd like to talk about is this one right here.
Oh, dude, I cannot wait to talk about Freddy Got Fingered One Day.
Now that's a weird movie.
Yeah, I got up there. I have the soundtrack, a hat from the movie, which you're supposed to wear upside down, the DVD poster, because I was big. This is the first rated R movie I saw in theaters. I just turned 17, and I work there. I say that a lot. and they wouldn't let me see it because it's rated R. But I love Drop Dead Fred. I believe a combination of Freddy Got Fingered and Drop Dead Fred would be excellent. Yo, Tom Green is Drop Dead Fred nowadays.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow,
I'm ready to make this reboot, and you take the disgustingness of Freddy Got Fingered and mix it with the higher level stuff of this movie, and I think you got your good Drop Dead Freddy Got Fingered.
Drop Dead Freddy Got Fingered.
Drop Dead Fred Got Fingered. I think that'd be good.
Charles? Charlie?
I'm being creative. Now, if you'll excuse me, I still have some work to do.
Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like some sausages? Daddy, would you like some sausage?
You're fired! You're fucking fired, Bob! Clean out your locker at the club, Bob. You're fucking fired! I don't fucking care what he told you, okay? I'm talking about 40 million fucking Deutschmark here, Bob! 40 million fucking Deutschmark!
Well met. See you around.
Fate smiles upon us this day. Your legend grows. Our work has just begun.